tonight on Dirty Jobs.
I'm at a radio station in South Florida, WQAM, what they call sports radio. With me is program director Clarence.
Just Clarence to you.
Okay, Clarence. I didn't know you had basements in Florida. Can you tell me where we're standing here?
We're in the bowels of WQAM, underneath the designated parking area. Only a few know of this area.
What is this place exactly? I see all this machinery.
This is where we perform our operations on dissenting talent.
Dissenting talent?
Yes.
What is dissenting?
Listen, we're an all-sports station. Sometimes we get on-air talent who stray from the format.
What do you mean stray from?
Oh, they start talking about women, music, sex, world events. We can't have that. It confuses the 2 or 3 die-hard low-income sport hole listeners we're trying to cater to.
I see. Now, you have a midday show that pretty much pays all the bills here, but it isn't sports-related, right?
That's the one I'm talking about. I hate it. I just hate it. Oh, he's ready. Okay, lower him down.
Who's that?
George Rodriguez, a real troublemaker.
How so?
Now, his brain isn't small enough just to focus on sports.
How am I going to get dirty here?
What we do, we thaw the skulls open of dissenting talent, and then we remove the brain and replace it with a much smaller one.
How'd you get him unconscious?
We add more gas to the existing restroom aroma to help make them pass out. They're not even aware of it. It's very effective. Okay, run the circular saw around the top of his skull.
Like this?
Yes, you're doing very good. Okay, just throw the brain in that dumpster and replace it with this one.
It's the size of a pea.
These smaller brains were designed for sports only.
What's that green glow?
Oh, no. It's not George.
Well, who is it?
It's another one of his androids. Does this to us
That
all the
green glow
time.
is blinding me now.
We better get out of here.
Okay.
It's going to explode any second.
Man, who would have thought? Radio is a dirty job.
WQAM, hello. How do you like that?
Took him by surprise.
QAM? Oh, no. That might be the only call I take today, although I doubt it. I'm really going to be call-intensive today, or maybe not. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. How's that? Anyway,
Okay.
We've got technical issues on there, and I know a lot of you people don't want to hear about that whole Myspace thing. Quite frankly, I don't blame you, because technically, it's a free site, and when something is free, they don't really give a crap. So they have
That's right.
technical issues, and they don't have enough capacity to deal with all the zillion people on there. And so as of yesterday afternoon, well, I don't want to go through the whole story yet. One of our listeners out there, though, did tell me that NBC has announced they're canceling Passions.
Oh, my God.
Oh, brother, I haven't watched that thing in ages. Once they kept changing all the characters and Timmy croaked and all the other people disappeared, it just, I don't know.
Well,
Plus,
what
it became
was the point without Timmy?
That's right. When you don't have Timmy, who the hell gives a crap about Passions? You lose your passion for Passions. What the hell was that? Oh, let me just read the liner first for Josh Cordes. Isn't that who asked me to do this? Because he's in charge of QM.com now, and he's our good buddy, even though he's 17 different people also on MySpace.
Yeah, well, it was Miguel that asked you to do it, but we'll pretend it was Josh.
In return, Miguel is working feverishly right now on my MySpace thing to see how... Now, you can send me. I just can't reply to you.
Right.
I'm getting messages from people, but I just, my response is... I'll tell you the whole story in a minute. Boy, did I ever freak out yesterday. You know what an emotional basket case I am?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want anybody to take it personally. I don't want anybody to take it personal, but, most of you, if I can't send you a message, well, it won't change my life. That's bad. But at any rate, see, and if you trust me enough to give me your cell phone number, then I will call you and we'll chat and I can keep in touch with you. So I have one person like that so far, and thank God for him. But anyway, QM has given away 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41. For your chance to win, log on to WQAM.com. Now, there's a nifty website for you now that Josh Cordes has got his legs wrapped around it. Log on to WQM.com, become a member of the QM Fan Club. Then listen for your name to be announced during the Power Hour between 4 and 5. And to win a Coors Light Super Bowl prize pack, automatically qualified as one of 41 finalists for the grand prize drawing. 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41 from Coors Light and 560 QAM. Or is that QAM?
Rock solid.
I don't know how to do that just like he does. Thank God. Anyway, let's say before I get into that tale of woe, so if there are people out there thinking, how come Neil's not responding to me, like my friend Brandon and other people out there who I actually have been communicating with for a long time now, I got your message, I just can't respond no more as of 5 yesterday afternoon. I'll tell you the whole story momentarily. And by the way, whoever was doing Ethan, boy, they did a really weak job, I guess they just ran out of patience with it. You know what I mean?
I guess.
In other words, if you're going to do a scam and you're going to play somebody for a fool and diddle around, do it for a while. You know, don't like one day, pretty weak. They ran out of material like most of the callers. QAM, hello.
You know, I hate to say this because I really like Josh a lot, but if you compare that website to like $7.90 the ticket, it's
get out of here! Go back and kiss Stu Gatz on the ass, will you? Compare it to $7.90 the ticket. Wait, we got the ratings coming out 11:30 this morning. Get out your Palomar magnifying glass, okay, pal? Then maybe you'll be able to see $7.90 the ticket's numbers.
We'll give them a lot of promotion.
Oh, brother, that was as good as Ethan. That's how legitimate that call was. Just as fake, just as fraudulent, just as phony. You could smell it from a billion miles away. Yeah, ticket my ass, okay? For being too big. 187 this morning, George. QAM, hello.
Excellent.
Yeah, can you play some Sanford Duo?
And I had a Sanford Duo is coming up. That's going to be our new format. And what was the other one? Sanford Duo and Darude. That's I got it right here, as a matter of fact.
Do you?
Somewhere. I'll sniff around for it.
I'll queue up Sanford Duo and you can queue up Darude.
All right. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of good calls today. I can just smell it. I have such a good feeling about life at this point, you know? I don't know what that's all about. I had a good machine yesterday at Woodbine. I started out with a crappy machine and not too good of a start, but then I found a good machine, and I had a winning day. About, I don't want to say $1,200 because I don't want to go on here and talk about how much I won. But then there are people out there, who want part of it. So anyway, about that will. In fact, I don't play that often enough. That's what one of his best. Well, that's Sanford Duo.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
it's Sanford Duo.
I'll be off mic. I'll do it during the break. I'll diddle around over here and see if I can find my Darude. I don't want to be Darude to the audience. Okay, that's enough of that crap. Yesterday it was Elvis. Today it's Sanford Duo. Oh, that's Darude.
Yeah.
You got it. And you can keep it. I
didn't want it, but I got it anyway.
It was fine for, like, when I was in Amsterdam, when I had my apartment there. That's when this stuff was coming out, all this techno crap, pop. And,
it has its place.
Then the Cox Broadcasting people were ingenious enough for that party radio. How many days did that last?
One song format.
Yeah. That's it. That's the song that Mike Disney was playing over and over and over again. Nice going, Mike. How's that party radio coming out? You idiot. Okay, that's enough. And it just goes, and you know what that reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me exactly of this.
Oh, yeah.
Only not nearly as entertaining or amusing.
You know what? Put a beat behind this.
Yeah,
I think you have a hit.
It could be Darude all over again. You're right. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Good morning, Nita. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Okay.
Hey, what's going to be the question or answers today?
Well, what does that mean?
You're gay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, good.
I was going to say
WQAM, hello. No material. QAM, hello.
The biggest names, the best talent, and George Rodriguez. 560 WQAM.
It was funnier when he posted it as a comment on,
that was
on your MySpace. That's the same guy there.
Well, just relax. Don't be uptight about these people, okay? So I'm going to tell my story in a minute. First, let's get to the show. Then I'll take a zillion of these calls today because I can tell these people are on fire. They're on fire. Most of them are strangers, but they're on fire. I can't get that out of my head. You're a stranger. And I had another good example of it yesterday, but ask me if I care. I couldn't care less. And didn't I tell you from the moment that picture showed up there on there, well, when somebody sends you a nearly naked picture, you know that they're a fraud. Not just a stranger, but not even a real person. Anybody can take anybody else's profile pictures, like they've done with Josh Cordes, for example, and all of a sudden they're Ethan, they're whoever the hell they are, you know. And that was pretty weak, pretty lame effort. A series of explosions and shootings rocked Baghdad this morning, killing at least 19 people and wounding dozens, police said. It's just a picnic over there, man. Somebody bring the ants. 3 car bombs detonated within minutes of each other near a vegetable market in the predominantly Sunni neighborhood of Dora in southern Baghdad. At least 10 people died and 30 were wounded, a police officer said. Another bomb exploded in central Baghdad at rush hour, killing 4 people and wounding 11. 2 other police officers said. One said the death toll was expected to rise, like a whole bunch. At least 2 huge explosions rang out across the area an hour apart. A parked car later struck a busy thoroughfare in a religiously mixed area in central Baghdad, killing 4 people and wounding 10, police said. The blast burned many cars and shattered the windows of nearby stores. Gunmen also opened fire on an Iraqi police patrol near Al-Shab Stadium in eastern Baghdad, killing 1 policeman and wounding another. On Wednesday, a suicide car bomber killed 17 Shiites at a teeming Sadr City market, while gunmen in a predominantly Sunni neighborhood of Baghdad shut up a convoy of democracy workers in an ambush that took the lives of an American woman and 3 bodyguards. And it just goes on and on. This is what George W. has brought to Iraq. Insanity, lunacy, chaos, murder, and bloodshed. Nice going, W, you lunatic, you butcher. Anyway, here's the poll from yesterday. Should Neil dump the MySpace page? This thing, and I'm listening to you, I'm trusting you and the other people I'm communicating with, that they have technical issues that are just unbelievable.
Continuously.
And it just seems strange. I guess it's my bad luck or something like that. But I'll tell the whole story about what evolved yesterday in a minute. Should Neil dump the MySpace page? 13 out of 19 votes. Oh, look at that. Yes, it's killing the show is down to 22.4%, 296. That's a feather in my crap, man. I'll tell you right now. Took a feather. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Took a feather. How's that go? Yankee Doodle was
you don't want to know. It's perverted.
Schmuck? Huh?
Yeah.
No, seriously. How does that go? Yankee Doodle was a putz. Took a feather, stuck it in his ass. Yes, it's killing the show. 296, 22.4%. Whatever. 255. Did very well. Nice going, George. Let's hear it for little George.
Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni.
Yeah, very good. Stuck a feather in his hat. Maybe that's where that came from, a real feather in his cap. Didn't Pinocchio have a feather in his cap?
I think he did.
Well.
Among other places.
Yes. No, I enjoy his pain, 199. Well, there is some pain involved in this. I think hopefully most of that's over the water over the bridge, whatever. I hate MySpace.com 174. I would agree with that from a technical standpoint because all of a sudden, out of the blue, you just have these issues. No, it's great, 172. It's great. We love it. No, but be less obsessed, 88. Yes, it's killing him, 69, and I hate this poll, only 66. That's the result of yesterday's fabulous poll. When we do a poll on this show, it's not just a poll, man. Oh, the ticket, man, compared to your wife. Yeah, right. That was just so pathetic, man. Like I told you people across the street before, you can't talk your way into numbers, okay? You can't talk your way into success. You can put on an act and you can plant a lot of phony phone calls and play a lot of stupid games. That doesn't mean people are going to listen to the swill that you're putting on here. Don't you understand it? God, the number of people that they got listening right now during when my show was on against them, you could put them in a thimble and have room left for Pinocchio and his macaroni. Macaroni sounds good, by the way. Doesn't it?
It does sound good.
I don't want to start with that again. You hate the Kraft people that Kraft macaroni and cheese. Borden's macaroni and cheese sounds really good, but now that I'm 187 and my blood sugar is pretty good today, why would I want to do that?
That's right. Don't
do it. But it really sounds good.
My junior, honey.
Looking for love in a deceptive way, with somebody's picture stolen from MySpace, blowing words out of my ass on a fake profile, trolling online, I could be good looking or a fat hairy A, bi or gay, or maybe just straight. Look at all my gullible friends that I've got so far. Trolling online. All the time, everybody lies online. You're gonna find it's mainly guys who have no life. Trolling online. I'm giving hope to the desperate and lonely, even though I may be incredibly homely. You'll never know it's my reason for nothing but lies. Trolling online. I don't mind. You steer your wrong with false fake lies. The internet's a waste of time for what you expect to find. Trolling online.
What the hell happened here? How have we got 946 votes already on the poll? That is shocking. Major news. Stop the press, baby. Stop the press, as Walter Windshield used to say. Isn't that what Walter Windshield used to say before Larry King stole all his money? 946 on today's poll, which is, which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? And this is a poll from one of our very good listeners who's an excellent pollster. As a matter of fact, I noticed that Sean sent a couple of polls yesterday because he probably feels like, jealous. I have some people out there, even on the Myspace thing, they're a little bit jealous if I pay too much attention to somebody else, but have no fear. You know what I'm saying? They know who that's for. Sean said, let's see, right after I sent you the Best Musicians poll, I heard Lionel, whose voice makes Geldy sound like James Earl Jones, discussing Chicago and lamenting their absence from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How can Chicago not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
You know, I saved that list of the bands that are in there and the bands that are not, because remember how outraged we were?
Yeah.
So I don't know what their criteria is, but it's wrong, whatever it is.
He says, now we can argue about who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until we sound like Jimmy and Danny Gang, but Patti Smith with her solitary number 13 hit written by somebody else is in, and Chicago is still in the waiting room thumbing through old magazines, man. As an aside, I saw Patti Smith on an extensive rock documentary on Sundance. Now, even back in the 70s, she can hardly be described as comely, but her appearance today is rather shocking, as well as a damning indictment of the tragic inadequacies of the dental plan offered by Arista Records. I find myself thankful that television pipes in only sound and sight and not smell. Oh, my gosh, there's a shot from Sean. Arista Records, my ass. So anyway, we got 946 on the poll. We're going to have 1,000 before 2 shakes of a lamb's tail again. See, when you get to be old, you start using a lot of old fuddy-duddy cliches. And like I told you a couple of days ago, you live your life and one day you wake up and you're an old fart. And you're, oh, geez, not me. Yeah, me. But I feel spry, and I had a good day there. When I tell you this story, man, it's so typical. Only the best part of it is, and this will disturb whoever was behind it, and it doesn't bother me in the least, because I sniffed that one out right in the beginning. Oh, man, did it stink. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? The U.S. will attack Iran, 413, to which I can only say, oy vey. Neil will elope with a MySpace friend, 133.
That's what I voted for.
Did you really?
Twice.
Oh, what a wonderful thought. I might lose that friend right now if he hears that. Don't run away, sweetheart. Jim Mattis will work at a full week without taking a day off, 101. I don't think that's likely. Jim Mattis will work a full week without taking a day off. In fact, let me look at the schedule this week. Wouldn't that be something if that happens this week already? Yes. At least it's on the schedule. He's scheduled to be on every stinking day this week. How do you like that? So that one might be the correct answer. W will be impeached. We can only pray. Put your legs together and rub them real hard. 71. Hank will lose an ounce. 70. Hank will lose an ounce. 70. 2 ounces couldn't be too bad. 187. Aren't you proud you didn't pat me on the back and say, well, that's pretty good for a fat old faggot like you?
There you go. Those are the pats.
I hate this poll, 57. Wayne will sell the Dolphins, 53. All you Dolphins should only pray, both of you. Mo will return to WQAM. Right. 28 people said that. And George will get his own show on QM. You're in last place, Georgie, 24.
Yeah, they know that's the most unlikely thing on
Solamente 24. Only 24 say George will get his own show on QM. Especially since he's not nearly as good as those tapes that Joe Bell loves so much.
That's right.
That he covets and squeezes so much.
I know that you're opposed to it, but I'm going to put some on just so that he can feel the pain.
Over my dead
feel
body.
The reaction.
955 vote. And by the way, if anybody else has had these technical difficulties with my... I'm talking about not being able to send a message. Read my blog, okay, if there's anybody who, read the blog messages I put up there last night and this morning. It just happened like out of the blue. And George says, don't worry about it, they're all screwed up.
That's right. The only constant is that it never is.
Yeah. Here's a fax that says, speaking of macaroni and cheese, it says Uncle Neil. That used to be Uncle Neil, now it's Grandpa Neil. I was thinking about that the other day. Because in my communications with people here on this thing, I call myself to some of these people Grandpa Neil, and it used to be they started off by saying, hey, Uncle Neil. That's the way it was back in Zeta. That was like 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure that was the year, wasn't it? 87? Yeah, 86 to 87 on Zeta. Ratings in an hour, by the way. So speaking of macaroni and cheese, have you ever tried the Velveeta macaroni and cheese? It actually comes with a packet of soft cheese that you squeeze out of the macaroni, not the fake powder you mix in with milk. Like, sorry, George, I know it's a crap product.
Yeah, which means it tastes like swill. Velveeta tastes like ass.
Sometimes swill isn't all that bad, huh? Sometimes swill. Okay, let me tell my little story. And again, this isn't, the only sad story is the technical thing with MySpace, and I really don't think it's connected. Although I went into a panic yesterday. I'm serious. Because you know how emotional and passionate I get with people that I like, which is one of my faults. You know, nobody's perfect, even me. How do you like that?
Oh,
even me. We're a perfect idiot sometime. So yesterday, as you well know, and you were probably getting a little porky about it, although a little suspicious would have been better. Weren't you getting suspicious?
I was suspicious before I clicked the first click to approve that thing as a friend.
Oh, in other words, he was on your... and, of course, obviously, his profile's also been deleted from your page, too.
I said I dropped the mouse when the picture came up. And like, ew, yeah, unclean.
I grabbed my mouse when I saw the picture.
I try not to be prejudiced.
Okay. So this Ethan, who allegedly was another one of these... And look at this. These people are on... maybe they're sending me messages and telling me, oh, here's what the deal is on that. Because nobody reads that blog. There are like about 5 goofy people that read the blog.
Good, that's reassuring.
And so, what?
That's reassuring.
Well, no, I'm just telling you. So when I go on the air, obviously we've got a much bigger universe of these people out there, and they're going to relate to me what the hell it's all about. And they probably don't know, and maybe it'll get fixed. Maybe you keep telling me it'll fix itself. Because if I can't send messages on there, you know?
Yeah, that would be bad somehow.
A lot less work for me, I'll tell you that. Well, no, there are some people out there that I enjoy sending messages to, and they know who they are. And one of them sent me a message this morning, and he's probably wondering, well, what's Neil doing? Am I getting the shine routine? Well, what can I tell you? I can't. Read your email, goofball. Read your email, Brandon. But anyway, Paris volunteers for a skunk road trip. This before I tell you that story, and then after the break. And then an hour from then, we got the numbers coming out. Maybe some bonus money for all of us, including Chris, not. Well, Chris, he just started. Maybe George he'll throw you a few bones. He has a dog. Don't you still have your dog?
The tip for lunch today.
I beg your pardon?
Tip money. We tipped the Howie's people.
Oh. Well, I thought, tomorrow you got soup people coming in. The soup
yes, we
people.
Do.
What is that place again? The soup...
The Soup Man.
The Soup Man. No, that's not it.
I'm telling you.
Is that it?
The world-renowned Soup Man.
I love Soup Man. I am a soup sucker. I'll tell you that right now.
Really?
Oh, man. This is from Toronto. A stowaway skunk that ended up in Canada after traveling more than 2,200 miles shut in the back of a transport. Seeing it's chopped off again. Well, it makes for a much shorter story. We do have a confirmed ride now back to California, said Natalie Carvanen, Executive Director at the Toronto Wildlife Center. There's a host of a radio show in California. The producer actually taking time off work. She's given warning about potentially a stinky stowaway. We can never give a no-spray guarantee, of course. They got to get it back to where it belongs. The brave pair, whose names weren't immediately known yesterday, will rendezvous with center officials just across the U.S. border, and an exchange of the female skunk will take place. We don't know when yet, she said. We're still trying to get she estimates it'll be between a week and 10 days before the skunk can head home. It was a stowaway. It came to Toronto, crossed the border. I wonder if it had una pasaporta.
Thank it, baby.
It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. It's been over 2 weeks since he's made a sound. While his family's acting fickle, he's melting like a popsicle. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. Right now he's just like a car at the impound. He's already met St. Peter, but his corpse is by an eater. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. He's like a single minted lost and found. While the pearly gates are closing, his body is decomposing. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground. The godfather of soul should be heaven bound. Even though he still looks perky, he's turning into beef jerky. It's time to put James Brown's body in the ground.
Amen. 10:33. Hey, I can't wait to go to James Brown. What's it going to be? Graceland. James Brown Graceland.
I wonder what they're going to call it, though.
Oh, and by the way, nobody needs to apply to be a friend here for me to approve it. If it's like some Star Wars character or some stupid thing,
fake thing.
Yeah, some fake piece of crap like that. We had enough fake already in the last 24 hours. So you see, the power of being on the air, it actually works. I got a regular email from my close personal friend Brandon right now because, when you go on the air and say, hey, listen, dummy, I can't send you a message, like that.
Right.
So I got one. But he said, you better get that other damn thing working because you don't check his very... And there are a lot of people, if they're on the MySpace thing, they either don't check that very much or vice versa, they don't check their regular email very much.
And bear in mind that most people know that it's a very inefficient method of communication. And that it's
Why do you say that?
Because it is.
It's been working real good for me for the last...
You've been lucky.
Whenever, up until last night and today. Since 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, that was the last message I was able to send out that worked.
I don't know anyone that hasn't had problems...
Really?
Several times, at least.
Oh, this isn't just a problem.
Myself.
This is, Well. So anyway, here's the story. So I'm sitting at Woodbine, and I finally found that good machine, and I'm doing really well. And, of course, I got my BlackBerry there, so in spite of what I've been warned not to do by my tutor out there in Radioland, I'm got my BlackBerry, and as long as I got it, I might as well check the messages, right, or send one or two.
Right.
And this Ethan, well, first of all, let's back up a little bit. Ethan, who allegedly is this hot young 19-year-old student at Nova University. And he came onto my page, and of course, didn't I tell you, as soon as I saw the picture, what did I say to you? Fake, total fake, fraud. Nobody, I don't care who they are, nobody sends you an application to be your friend with naked, not naked, but as close to naked pictures as you can get by with, you know? It just doesn't happen. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's just not the way it works. So anyway, as soon as I saw it the other day, I said, oh, fraudo, that was on Tuesday. Tuesday evening, I got involved in this, marathon chatting session with this person who's giving me all kinds of information about what he's studying and what he likes to do, and he's bisexual and yada, yada, all this other crap. And then yesterday morning, here he is again, coming back for more. All during the show, in every break, there's another message. Pop, 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 beep, 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 boop, 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 like that. And then toward the end of the show, as you'll well recall, out of nowhere, this is supposedly some young bisexual stud who's getting all the chicks and all the guys that he wants to diddle with, you know. And all of a sudden, toward the end of the show, it's like, I want you to hook me up with George's daughter. Send me some pictures of George's daughter. Yeah. Well, at that point, the aroma, you could smell it 50 miles away, right?
I just farted, too, so maybe you're smelling
it.
Right,
that must be what it is. Smells like an egg fart to me. But at any rate, and of course, if it, dribbles down your pant leg, that makes it a leg fart. But anyway, so he starts trolling about that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting really skeptical, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is just a weak attempt at humor, because a lot of our people, in case you haven't heard the callers, weak attempt at humor. So yeah. I'm in the cab on the way over to Woodbine, and I'm exchanging a couple more messages, and it's getting a little more sarcastic as time goes on. And then as I'm sitting there having a really good time, I make the mistake, I'm checking messages again, and they're starting to get more sarcastic and more, you miserable old faggot, you dirty old bastard, whatever. I'm thinking, this is a little bit over the top, you know what I'm saying? Finally comes a Mark Foley-esque message, this you'll love, about how he's getting dressed for class and he's wearing his silk boxer shorts. And am I not excited to hear about that? I said, I think you're talking to the wrong guy. I think Mark Foley would love to know that. I said, maybe you ought to email Miss Foley. Well, that, I guess, just, that was it. Because the next message was the last one. About, you don't like my silk boxer shorts? Well, what do you want me to be, naked for you, you old, miserable, old, perverted bastard like that? And I thought, okay. I thought to myself, one question. Huh? Yeah, that was it. And that was that. So I'm in the cab on the way home with my winnings after, not a bad day, won a few bucks. And I send a message saying, pathetic, really weak fake job by you and whoever the F you are, and, take a hike. Within 1 minute, within 60 seconds after I sent that message, which was read, profile no longer exists, which means either one or two things happened. Either he shut it down, or, he had put up a bunch of naked pictures or whatever, and Myspace shut him down, which I don't think so. It's more likely that at that point, the jig is up, the game is over, and I had my fun, and who cares? What do I care? Who the hell cares about that? It's so poorly done. So this is either all over again or a stunt. In other words, an imitator, They always get the imitators.
Right.
Who's trying to, replicate the business. So I get home, and I sent a message to one of my regular groupies out there. I don't want to say Brandon on the air again. I sent him a message saying, Ethan turns out to be a total fake. His profile page is down, blah, blah, blah. And that was the last one that I sent that went through. I get home here, and I get on my MySpace, of course, because I'm addicted. And I'm sending a message. Huh?
You're a what?
An idiot.
Oh.
A jackass. An a-hole. Hey, listen, at least I admit it. There are a lot of a-holes walking around. They don't admit it. They pretend they're like hot stuff. I'm a jerk, man. I'm a fool. An absolute idiota. So I'm trying to, send a message to my other close personal friend on there, and I hit send, and it says, when you click send on there when you send a message, and almost immediately a little box comes up with a big check mark. Your message has been sent, blah, blah, blah. I go back to the inbox, and I look in the sent column, and it hasn't been sent to anybody. Because if the message goes through to somebody, you can see their picture, and it's either sent or read or unread or what, and nothing there. Now, I try another message, and I'm getting really, really freaked out at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking to myself, why wouldn't it go through? I send the same person another message, same result, didn't go through. Now I'm thinking to myself, oh, my God, what the hell did I do now? Have I offended somebody else here? It looks like somebody blocked me. I mean, can you block somebody from sending you messages? I guess you...
I don't know. How's that?
I don't know, but that's the first thing. Being paranoid, insecure, and an old fool like I am, that's the first thing that came to my mind. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is that all about? So luckily, having this person's cell phone number, thank God, because it's the one... Oh, now, what is this unread? This, a goofball again. Replicant. Sorry for all the Star Wars stuff. I'd just rather have a picture of me on there. I don't want to... Get out of here. Replicant my ass, okay? Delete. Sorry for... Yeah, this is probably Ethan Part 2 all over again. 24-year-old male my ass. Oh, and then here's another long message. So anyway, I'll tell you the rest of the story after the break. But to make a long story short, Myspace blows. Technically, it's a technical disaster. It's a disaster, baby.
Pot's not good, it's great.
This is breaking news. A Walt Disney World employee dressed as the character Tigger was accused of hitting a child while posing for a photo. Passers-by said it was ugly. Here now is what may have, possibly, could have happened. Then again, maybe not.
Took a flight to Disney World. Mom, Dad, and Jerry Jr. Passed the teacups and the turkey leg stand when they saw that big orange ball of fur. Heard a bounce, then a goofy laugh. Something just didn't seem right. Crazy cat from the 100-acre woods stopped a second, then started a fight.
Oh, my God.
Then a punch from the Tigger caught Jerry in the face. Then a jab from the tail into his nuggets.
Rectum.
Another punch from the Tigger and blood flew every place. And the lesson is never to take off a Tigger. Next thing they knew, there was Winnie the Pooh, opening a jar of honey whoop-ass. Eeyore the donkey kicked the kid in the chin, and Piglet got a couple cheap shots in. Then another punch from the Tigger and Christopher Robin, who unbuttoned his stupid yellow raincoat. He had a samurai sword and a grenade launcher in the fight that started with a punch.
Oi!
From a Tigger.
Everyone's scared of Tiggers.
Left and right, right and left. Tigger fight.
You notice how that story just vanished, just disappeared?
Yeah, because it was much ado about nothing.
It was not only much ado about nothing. I think the father ought to be taken and strapped to a gurney somewhere. But at any rate, we got 1,033 votes on a poll. Well, what's going on with that thing, huh? What is happening over there, man?
I don't know. It's on fire.
It's on fire today. Holy moly, rat man. Don't forget, QM is giving away... Now, did Miguel come in there and say, I got the solution for Neil's MySpace problem?
No.
Well, in that case, I'm not going to read the promo. No, this is not for him anyway. It's for Josh Cordes, I think. QM is giving away 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41. For your chance to win, log on to WQAM.com and become a member of the QM fan club. Then, listen for your name to be announced during the Power Hour to win a Coors Light Super Bowl prize pack and automatically be qualified as one of 41 finalists for the grand prize drawing. 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41 from Coors Light and 560 QAM.
Rock solid.
Well, get out of here, you silly person. So anyway, getting back to my story. So I'm in a total state of panic because I figure I've been blocked out here by one of the only people on there I really... See, I keep saying that, and that's very bad. It's very insulting to all these other 1,084 people. But it's true, and you know it, and he knows it, and everybody else knows it. Somebody that I'm tight with. See what I'm saying? And so anyway, I get on the cell phone, and I leave a couple of messages because he's still at work, and he's not picking up the cell phone, which a lot of people have that habit. But I do get the voicemail, okay, and I leave 2 messages. Did you block my thing? And how come my messages aren't going through? And his messages did come through on Myspace. No, I didn't block anybody, and yada, 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 and whatever. So after that, I called, and we had a wonderful, glorious 30-minute conversation, made my entire life. That was nice. See, and if somebody gives you their cell phone number, then their home number, then you can be in touch with them, especially if this thing craps out. See, well, that's when you discover you got a real friend. Mm-hmm. When other people are paranoid, making excuses, I don't give my number out. Let me just give a little advice to all of you people out there, okay? If you've been exchanging messages with somebody on email, Myspace, whatever the hell is your place, your face, and after a long series of messages for days and days, and they don't want to give you any information, well, I don't know. Be real skeptical. Am I right?
Yeah.
Real skeptical. Anyway, we got 1,038 votes on there. So to make a long story short, I come to find out I can't send anybody an email. They do the same thing. It looks like it went through, and then you check on there, and nobody's getting them, and it doesn't show up in the sent column. My sent page, because I emptied it out, is blank. There's nothing in there. And this replicant, if you don't stop wasting my time with these stupid, Marcos or whoever you are, I think it's, what's her name? Just cut the crap. I'm not putting phantom people on our thing, okay? I have no problem. We need 15 more for 1,100, which would be a nice feather in your crap. But now, for example, here's Zane, who's 39 years old in Port Charlotte. How do you like that? Zane. I wonder if he's in Zane. He's single. He doesn't. He wants children someday. Well, it doesn't work that way, Zane. But anyway, he's. Come on now, just leave him alone. He's a good guy. He's 1,086. Okay, I don't know if he's a good guy or not. Maybe he's an axe murderer. I have no idea. But he's 1,086. Isn't that pretty impressive? I would say so myself. But, so in other words, there are no technical suggestions, no ideas. See, and my first impression was that this goofball, this Ethan, whoever the imposter was, pretending to be whoever this kid in the picture was, had done something to diddle with my, ability to send the messages out. But everybody is telling me negatory, and I spoke to our computer ace, Eric, last night. Right. Eric's always checking things out for me, man. He's the best.
You know, carrier pigeons, when you tie a little note to their leg and throw it up in the air?
Yeah.
Is a more reliable method of communication than this MySpace thing, yes.
I don't know. I wasn't having any problem. I was getting everybody else's messages, and they were getting mine, and that was going on for days and days and days. It never even crossed my mind that this kind of a glitch, a technical glitch, could, interfere with all your interpersonal relationships. So anyway, Eric sent me an email last night saying, well, guess what? There's some other people on the tech page there having the same problems, too. So I look on there, and I was able to send my own bitch about that on there, and it went through on the tech page. But there were only 4 other people from various parts, like from New York and some other guy in Miami and around, who were also not able to send and receive messages. So obviously, if there was some major glitch on their part, some big technical thing, there sure would have been a lot more than 5 of us sending messages on there. Am I right?
No.
No. Well, first of all, if it wouldn't have been for Eric, I would have had no idea where to send the message, where to send my gripe, my bitch, etc., and so on. And that's just the way it goes. So there are some messages coming through. This morning I had you send me a message, which came through fine, from the same MySpace thing, right? In other words, it's the same.
Right, of course.
So if there was something wrong with our page, so it's obviously something here on because of where I am or whatever the deal is, right?
Or whatever. That you'll never understand it. They might not understand it. They don't want to understand it, and they don't care.
Well, screw them. How do you like that?
Exactly. There you go.
Did I read this promo or not?
No.
Oh, QM is giving away 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41 for your chance to win. Log on to yes, I did. Log on to QM.com, become a member of the QM fan club. You're a lunatic. I just read it. What a maniac. I'll read it again. If Miguel can give me... Now, this is all on Miguel, by the way. He's our MySpace maven. He's the one that started all this stuff. And all you people out there who think that the show has been taken over by this and you're getting really tired of it, well, you can blame Miguel. Send him a hostile email. Guess who died?
Somebody I don't care about.
Art Buchwald. You know that already?
Somebody faxed it in.
Oh, and the Today Show is going to 4 hours and Passions is getting canceled. That goes to show you the Peacock needs to be taken out. He needs to be hanged at it like Sodom with his neck chopped off. Columnist and author Art Buchwald. How come I can't read this morning? I'm a little tongue-tied from all the pressure on this thing. Columnist and author Art Buchwald, who for over 4 decades chronicled the life and times of Washington with an infectious wit and endeared himself to many of his never-say-die battle with failing kidneys, is dead at 81. Buchwald's son Joel, who was with his father, disclosed the satirist's death, saying he had passed away quietly at his home late last night with his family. Buchwald had refused dialysis treatments for his failing kidneys last year, was expected to die within weeks of moving to a hospice on February the 7th, but he lived to return home and even write a book about his experiences. I remember sending Bob Lassiter the article by Buchwald about his own, miraculous comeback. The last year he had the opportunity for a victory lap, and I think he was really grateful for it, Joel Buchwald said. He had an opportunity to write his book about his experience. He went out the way he wanted to go on his own terms. Neither Buchwald nor his doctors could explain how he survived in such grave condition for so long and how he didn't seem to mind. The unexpected lease on life gave Buchwald a Pulitzer Prize winner time for an extended and extraordinarily public goodbye as he held court daily in a hospice salon with a procession of family, friends, and acquaintances. I'm going out the way very few people do, he told AP in April. Buchwald said in numerous interviews after his decision became public that he was not afraid to die, that he wasn't depressed about his fate, and that he was, in fact, having the time of his life. Oh, boy. What does that say about the rest of his life? Often called the wit of Washington during his years, Buchwald's name became synonymous with political satire. He was well known, too, for his wide smile and affinity for big stogies, baby, those big cigars, those big gut-wrenchers, Remember those days when we used to get all them cigars? Oh, brother. Used to tear my throat up. What were the ones that I used to like, Daneman Lights? Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, boy, those were great. A great smoke. I mean, they just tore my guts out because they got paper in them. Ooh. Used to tear my kishkis out, but boy, they were a great smoke. Among his more famous witticisms, if you attack the establishment long enough and hard enough, they'll make you a member of it. Naturally, he found humor in his choice to renounce dialysis and wrote about it in some of his final columns. I'm known in the hospice as the man who wouldn't die, he wrote in March. How long they allow me to stay here is another problem. I don't know where I'd go now or if people would still want to see me if I wasn't in the hospice, but in case you're wondering, I'm having a swell time, the best time of my life, he said. Last January, doctors amputated Buchwald's right leg below the knee because of circulation problems. Losing it was a very traumatic experience, he said, probably influenced his decision to reject the 3-time-a-week, 5-hours-a-day dialysis treatments. In 2000, he suffered a major stroke. Fat and a lot of stogies, baby. His syndicated column at one point appeared in more than 500 newspapers worldwide. It appeared twice a week in publications including the Washington Post and was distributed by Tribune Radio Services. Art Buchwald is dead. He was 81. He was a funny guy. He talked kind of funny. He talked even more funny. Oh, guess what movie was on again last night? I saw Who You Did Last Summer. All right. With Ryan Philippe looking really, really tight and wasn't talking like that either.
Wasn't talking like that.
No, he wasn't doing that. He looked good. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? We have 1,059 votes. That is revolutionary, man. 1,059. The U.S. will attack, and I still can't send any messages on that stupid thing. The U.S. will attack Iran 454. Neil will elope with the Myspace friend 151. Oh, when does that happen? Jim Mattis will work a full week without taking a day off 109. See, my luck, just like a story I had from one of our friends out there, my luck would be I'd arrange to meet Ethan, the phony...
yeah.
No, and he'd be like a 70-year-old man. Jim Mattis will work a full week without taking a day off. That's this week, by the way, 109. W will be impeached 83. I'm praying, man. I'm like a praying mattress. Hank will lose an ounce, 76. I hate this poll, 68, 6.4%. Wayne will sell the Dolphins, 59. Mo will return to QAM. Look how many that's got.
About 30, man.
And George will get his own show on QAM. You're catching Mo, though, 29. You're only one behind.
Yeah, right.
Solamente uno. So put the pedal to your...
On your show. This is your brain. Any questions?
It's a former heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. I got in trouble again.
Tyson got arrested one December night when cops found cocaine under his seat. He didn't try to fight him or put up a fight. He smelled like weed from his head to feet.
Smells good.
Mike Tyson is a man.
That's a fact.
I'm sure you know the rest.
That's a fact.
Volatile and depressed, and he flunked his sobriety test.
But I'm not good at tests. I flunk all the tests I take.
Out in Arizona driving recklessly, he almost sideswiped a police car.
Hey!
Had a bag of powder balanced on his knee, caught with his hand in the cocaine jar.
That's funny.
Mike Tyson is a wreck.
That's a fact.
Needs a mental health check.
That's a fact.
47-inch neck. If he were green, he'd look just like Shrek.
Wait, what did you say? I would look just Shrek, because I got my former heavyweight champion in the world, Mike Tyson, and I was a boxer, I'm a lover, and the fighters, and a Shrek, that's a green monster person.
Slurring all his words, not making any sense. The former champ keeps committing sins.
What's up?
When he smiles, he looks like a picket fence. He told cops to call Robin Givens.
I love Robin.
Mike Tyson is a mess.
That's a fact.
I'm sure you know the rest.
That's a fact.
Volatile and depressed, and he flunks his sobriety test.
I think I told you before, I don't do good at testes.
Mike says he uses whenever he can score, but that's not.
He ain't too good with them testes, baby. That's not what I heard.
Where he's going, he won't need it anymore, because cops caught Mike Tyson with coke.
1,077 votes on the poll, not bad. And I got an assignment for George immediately, if not sooner. You know that stuff you sent to our mutual friend yesterday morning did not go through.
Really?
So resend it, please.
I'm doing it now.
Please. As a personal favor to me and my personal best friend in the universe, please send it.
Not a problem.
There you go, sweetheart. See, do I take care of my people or what? I try my best. And the interesting part of it is, see, this is a bad... this is a horrible thing to say. But I'm going to say it anyway, because you know me. By the way, the rating's 27 minutes, or whatever the hell they come waddling in there with them, about a half an hour. But the fact that I have, because I'm getting emails from both of those two people on there that I'm in touch with and want to continue keeping in touch with, one of whom I actually speak with on the phone now and is like a real, honestly, living and breathing person, and a really good friend, but never... See, there we go with that again. How can you be friends with somebody you never met? It's easy. Just ask me. I'll tell you. But anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know.
It was something very important, and now I forgot. I was thinking about, now that I'm emailing and I got, one person with a phone number and speaking to, the rest of this thing, it's like, I'm not going to take it down because that would be bad. That would be like an insult. And by the way, Don, who keeps wanting me to put stuff up to promote whatever he's doing, there's a few people like that, want me to keep, they want to whore my website, my MySpace.
Yeah, that's everybody.
But my question wasn't about receiving messages, it's that I can't send them. And my close personal friend Brandon just emailed and said he had the same problem once for a week and couldn't send any messages. It's MySpace is a piece of crap. And by the way, I love you too, whatever you said. He's just, enjoying my pain. That's all right. So, in other words, it's not just me. I shouldn't take it personal. It was just a coincidence, and I shouldn't have gotten all freaked out.
3 hours.
Well, but if somebody that you liked, somebody you wanted to communicate with, and you've been doing it for days and days, and probably too much, but anyway, you've been doing it, and all of a sudden your message wouldn't go through them, and you started like, oh, I think somebody blocked me,
No, if I was doing it on MySpace, I would know that they screwed
up. Well, you would now, but how the hell was I supposed to know that? I'm a virgin, man. I'm a novice.
I told
you. I'm going to believe you?
No, I guess not.
Well, I should have. I should have believed you. Well, what was the harm? What was the problem that I encountered in the last, let's see, 5 o'clock is 12 and 6 is 18 hours. There's no major problem. I went on the blog, which I'm able to write those updates, no problem at all, for the 5 people who read it. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm unable to receive and send messages. And then later on, I was starting to receive some, so I said, well, there's some coming through, but I can't, send any out, etc. Okay?
Okay.
Now, did you send that stuff through? Because
yep.
I guess... Huh?
Yep.
I guess he must have got it. Because he says, thank you very much, by the way, our close personal friend. To which there's only one thing to say. Oh, God, you're disgusting here. You're disgusting. Well, at least I'm honest, okay? What's wrong to be loved? Was that in that movie, Torch Song Trilogy, where he said that? No, he didn't say that.
I just want to be loved. Is that
you
so
didn't see
wrong?
that movie.
No, I don't.
When did he say that?
They show that clip. You know how
all
Hollywood is obsessed with faggery, so they're always showing that clip, and they show the little from Torch Song Trilogy.
It's a very depressing movie. By the way, if you see Torch Song Trilogy, what's his name is in it?
What's his name?
Oh, what the hell's his name? I said it yesterday.
Brady
Michael, the short kid. He was in the movie with Marlon Brando with the. Who? No, not Macaulay Culkin. Not that short and not that gross. No, he was in the movie with Marlon Brando where he was reprising the Godfather role, and he was. They were chasing that big Matthew Broderick. I told you it was something like that. And Anne Bancroft was in it. She played Harvey Firestein's mother. And I will say this: Harvey Firestein and his live-in boyfriend adopted this kid. Well, I don't want to go into it. Anyway, Peggy Centella. Sincerely yours in Christ. Oh, somebody says, look who's teaching who not to touch. Think the church will disclose the reason for this meeting to the children. St. Louis Catholic Church in Pinecrest.
Yeah, I find this funny.
This is amusing. Dear parents, this is a letter they're sending out to all the parents from the Office of Religious Education. Talk about the pot calling the kettle pink. And by the way, whoever was the fake, and you know it's got to be one of our chronics on there because the thing with your daughter, you know, it's also obvious. Very weak job, very poor, okay? You're going to have to practice on that. It will never work again with me. I've already had my, I've been burned twice, and the third time was and even the second time was weak. Teaching children to protect themselves is part of the mandate for the Charter of the Protection of Children and Young People adopted by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops in 2002. This reminds me of Miss Foley all over again with the silk panties or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And in fact, I wrote back, silk underwear sounds awfully gay. That was part of my message. I think that might have ticked off whoever that, you know. And there's always that possibility, as unlikely as it may seem, I guess not, that it was like a real person. Who was just screwing with me? I doubt it. People that want to play a game with you don't send their real picture on there, and plus the profile was all fake anyway. Even Johnny G was on there. Hey Johnny, how's it going? Tone it down, little Johnny. I did get all of Johnny's 85 messages last night. Oh, he's okay. He means well. He's a real groupie. He loves me like crazy. The people I want to love me, they don't love me. They like me, but they don't love me. The people I don't want to love me, they're like, oh Neil, like that.
Of course.
Right. And they're strangers. On January 23rd, 24th, and 29th, we will have a class, meaning the St. Louis Catholic Church in Pinecrest, a class on touching safety for grades K, 1, and 2.
How to touch safely.
Yeah, how to touch and where to touch. Touch it safely. And then all of a sudden, oh, gee, I didn't mean to touch there. On January 30th, 31, and February 5, we'll have classes for grades 3 through 5. The 6th grade class scheduled for January 23rd and 29th.
How old are you?
About 30, man.
Oh, and that's another thing. Can I explain? See, I always wondered that, too, in the beginning, because Miguel put up this stupid MySpace thing, and many people will ask me, how come it says you're 30 on there, Neil? You're an old fart. That's the age, because it's not my page. It's the Neil Rogers Show page.
Correct.
So I've been on the air in Miami for 30 years, so I guess that was Miguel's way. And March 1st, he'll have to change it to 31.
It'll change automatically.
It will?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that MySpace sure is nifty, technically, and it's a piece of crap.
Is that correct?
If your child was in a religious education, oh, you got Judge Judy, huh?
Jay, one of our MySpace friends, sent me the soundboard, so unfortunately, you're a stranger isn't
Thanks,
one of the...
Jay. We don't have... You're a stranger! You're right. I love it. If your child was in the religious education program at St. Louis last year, remember we invited all parents to a Virtus, Protecting God's Children training session. These sessions are merely to reinforce what you teach at home. Materials for parents are available in the religious education orifice. May you be blessed in all you do for the welfare of your children, and if you're smart, you'll keep them away from us. Oh, she didn't say that.
I heard select children will go to an Invertus.
Right, that's correct. We're going to do the best to alter your boys. Sincerely yours in Christ, Peggy Santella, D-R-A, as in D-R-E-C-K. Apollo Drek. Oh, speaking of Drek.
Under the old law.
Oh, God. Give me a break. Get out of here already, you lunatic, you maniac, you fascista. Well, so we're getting a little something accomplished here this morning, and those people across the street, I hate to break the news to you, it's the Dolphin, it's the football season book, and you people aren't going to do squat. You could see that in the last trend, couldn't you? Mm-hmm. They're going to squat all right, but you know what happens with squatters in this town? They vanish. I think he vanished, by the way. Not that I really care one way or the other, but I think your close personal buddy, Joe, his ex-neighbor, I think he vanished, which wouldn't be the first time. Always beware of people who have like 75,000 addresses in the last 6 months. Beware of people like that. 1,096 votes on the poll. We're going to have 1,100 votes by the time we come back from the break. Holy crap, there is something going on. You almost might think somebody was listening out there, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Good golly, Miss Molly. Well, you sit there and read those news stories. You read the newspaper on there, and that, of course, is all the same crap coming from, Don Sherwood, who wants the show. He wants your job. He's the new Roger. He's the new Roger Magdalene. If I could tell people out there how many people over the years have tried for George's job, but George is
rock solid.
Who else would do what he does so cheap? That's what it boils down to.
Is that correct?
That is correct. I'm going to have to start watching her, and I haven't watched. I saw a little bit of Passions a couple of days ago. It's kind of ironic that one of our friends out there gave me that info. 1,100 votes on the button. We didn't have to wait for the break. You people are all over this show like stink on Greg, man. Like stink on Maddie Bell. I'll tell you one thing, and I shouldn't say this either. No, you see, I noticed you let me slide on that. That was very nice of you. But don't you think it would be rude and crude? I mean, in other words, this thing, like you said, it'll sort itself out. Eventually I'll be able to send messages. But in the meantime, send me all the messages you want. I'm receiving them, or at least some of them, and that's fine, and I'll read them. And if you want to, we have 1086. We need 14 more friends for 1100, for whatever that means. But I got my people hammered down there. You know what I mean? I got the hammer down. I got emails and one phone number anyway. One phone number anyhow so far. Which of these things is most like? I don't really care. It's more fun the other way. Well, now see if I wouldn't have had that phone number last night, what a pickle I would have been. I would have probably jumped off the balcony.
Is that correct?
That is correct. In fact, that is
absolutely correct.
Ma'am, bitch.
Outrageous.
1,100 votes on the poll. Which of these things most likely to happen in 2007? The U.S. will attack Iran, 466. Neil will elope with a MySpace friend. Hopefully a really cute and a hot young one who's really horny, 160, and got bad taste. Jim managed to work a full week without taking a day off, 118. It looks like this week he's on the schedule, and since tomorrow's Friday, we don't have that far to go. He's on today, it says. W will be impeached, 87. Yeah, but it was really ballsy Democrats, right. Hank will lose an ounce, 77, unlikely. I hate this poll, a 69, 6.2%. That's not too bad. Wayne will sell the Dolphins, 61. George will get his own show on QM. You moved ahead of Mo, 34. Let's hear it for little George there. George will get his own show on QM, 34, and in between the tapes. And Mo will return to QM, solamente 31.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait. What's the rope for? No, don't come here with the rope. What's your put the rope around my neck? Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. When we first arrived in Hello, Saddam Hussein said, where in the name of blind Mary Ingalls am I? Can't you tell? You're in hell. Now you're the infidel. Hey, hold on a second, but this doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see. Last thing I remember, it was Saturday. Yeah, I was learning my New Year's Eve recipes from Rachel Ray. Then that's where it gets fuzzy. I was learning French with my bear Muzzy, till they took me away. Your last day. I had my sippy cup full of juice when I saw them bring me the news. Sure, I've been a little heinous, but I saw that and I got a tightening in my anus. Then they took me away. Your last day. I gave them one last smirk, and then I felt a jerk. No more smirk, then nothing else would work. That's one big knot, holy hopping snot. Can I just get shot? Come on, first arrived in Hello, Saddam Hussein said, where in the name of Lindsay Lohan's underpants am I? Can't you tell? You're in hell, now you're the infidel. Ooh, it's very hot, I can tell you that. Holy crap. Oh, wait a minute, this is cool. I can light my cigar right off my own finger.
20 past 11 at 560 WQM. 1,122 votes on that poll. That is really un miracle. And we got the ratings coming in just a few minutes. Oh, my
God.
Goodness, is all I can say.
Oh, God.
Right. Anyway, Marco, if you want to send the other picture, like a real picture of a human being, go ahead and send it. See, these people, I'm trying to tell you, I cannot respond. People are asking me messages. I can't send you a message. Don't you understand? Right. Because MySpace blows, okay? It just got its issues is what it is. Follow what I'm saying?
Right.
1,122 votes on that poll, heavy duty. Yeah. See, if you're going to be, I'm very leery about. We got 11. What do we got? 1088. We only need 12 more friends on there. Boy, wouldn't it be something to have 1,100 friends?
Right.
Huh?
Whatever.
Although I noticed some of my good friends, like what was the guy's name? Zyrtec or what? I don't know what the guy's name was. Begin with a Z. Is he also on your list? He's a good guy.
I don't know. I'd have to.
He's kind of vanished too. I can't think of what his name was. There were several of them, but they come and go, like you said. Like my friend Harry. What happened, Harry? He probably is eloped with his boyfriend out there at Diamond Head. 1,122 votes. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? But as I started to say, and I keep interrupting myself because I'm really whipped up about these ratings, not. and that is that if you're going to send me some phantom, we've already had enough game players on there. If you're a pervert, that's fine. We like perverts as long as you're not going to molest anybody. But other than that, cut the crap. Who is the one I just added on there? I added a couple of them. Alex with a schmata around his head. It looked like Miguel.
A lot of people like to maintain a level of anonymity on there.
And that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But don't send me some like a stick figure or some thing from Star Wars.
A lot of people do that. That's that's
well,
common.
good for them. Send me a real picture, okay? Not that I'm looking at that for any more pictures, especially after
a game player will look like a real person with a real picture.
Like Ethan.
It won't be obvious like Darth Vader.
Very weak job, by the way. Very weak job. And by the way, the silk panties sounded really to me. Oh.
Them panties.
Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? The U.S. will attack Iran. 474. Almost half of you people think that's going to happen. And won't that be a sad day? Won't that be the beginning of some real tourists? Neil will elope with a MySpace friend, 165. I'm going to take them off to Berlin. Jim Anders will work a full week without taking a day off, 118. Now, has he been on all week long? Do you know, Chris? I mean, George would know because he don't listen.
I believe he has.
He has been on all week long. He's on a schedule today and tomorrow.
All right.
How do you like that? He may make your New Year's dream come true, a whole week without a day off. W will be impeached, 88. Please say a prayer, a bracha, for that. Hank will lose an ounce, 79. Say several prayers for that because we love the humper, but, man, he is just big as they come into business. I hate this poll, 69. Wayne will sell the Dolphin, 63. George will get his own show on QM, 35. You're inching away from the Momeister. Mo returns to QM, 32. Right. Even Sandy Claus Joe hates Mo like poison. I'll never forget the day he called me up to tell me that Mo Howard David's done his last show on QM. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Called
me to tell me he's done his last show. And I thought to myself,
all right,
Big Simmons, okay, show me something concrete. Put somebody good on here. Don't be, doing all this gratuitous stuff. But he slapped me on the back and said, ho, 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 isn't that great? Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum. Whatever that means. Isn't that what the sailor said? Who said that?
Pirates.
Pirates say that?
One of their
and how come
songs.
I never did see that movie? It seems to me it was out like years ago. Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean.
You're not missing anything.
But that movie has been panned so badly. Everybody says, "Oh, he was so great in it," but the movie sucked.
That's right. And the sequel even worse.
I don't even know what there's a sequel to it.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather see the sequel to I Know Who You Did Last Summer.
Is that correct?
That is very correct. In fact, I Know Who You Did Last Summer was a stranger.
Outrageous.
Oh, let's see. Don't tell me Don is back here again with his white hair. He says, I tried it, immediately got my message sent to myself this morning. Well, he got his message sent to himself. Oh, Don almighty. Do you understand that? I'm not saying that nobody can send a message through. I mean, how would I be getting his messages if his messages weren't working? He says, go to your page, then send an email to yourself. Okay? Go to my page. That's what he's saying. Should I try this?
Whatever.
Do you understand what he's talking about?
I guess you can send a message to yourself, but whatever.
Well, how the hell do you do that?
Click on your own message thing. Go to your own profile.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not home, but the view profile.
I know what you're talking about, the Don Corleone page. Well, This must be really scintillating radio. Well, I don't apologize. This is important crap. I got my buds to take care of out there. Okay, now send a message. Right under my picture there, send a message. Okay, right. To Neil Rogers. Okay, thank you, Don. Like I said, you're the best.
Right.
Test. Okay. This is a test. Send myself a message. Now, let me see if this is going to go through. I know it won't.
Okay.
And it always says your message has been sent immediately, and then you return to inbox, and you check the sent messages, and there's nothing there.
No.
Didn't work, Don. Like I said,
No
is right. Let's see. Here's Replicant is back again. Okay, well, post a picture and let you know when it is up. Yeah, I bet it's up right now, and not the picture either. Sorry about my supposed deception, but as you know, as well as anyone, MySpace can screw you over. I just want to be careful, and again, I'm only on here for the show and the entertainment. It's from Marcos. Hopefully you can solve that message-sending nonsense. Again, stupid MySpace. That's correct. Well, send the picture already, Replicant. He keeps threatening. I don't want a naked picture. I don't want a tease picture. I'm not looking for that. See, and the interesting thing is all these people that keep trying to play games with me on here, they all get the same replies from me. I tell them all the same thing. I'm not trolling for sex or for any other kind of hanky-spanky on this thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a crazy person, nor do I need to do that.
No.
Of course not, bitch. So you can continue. I mean, obviously it kills some time because a lot of you, your motto is,
I have no line.
like the Ethan imposter. I mean, 2 hours. I mean, I had the time, too. It was boring. It was a Monday night or Tuesday, whatever it was, you know. And I'm sitting here, and the messages are that they're going back and forth and back and forth. And bop, 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 bop. And, you know, some people got way too much time on their hands. That's it. That's exactly what it was like. I think after the break, we can start thinking ratings intensive, man. And don't forget, it's not only important that we succeed, but that those guys across the street really fail.
Hi, this is G. Gordon Liddy, and they don't come any worse than Neil Rogers.
Some stations give you tickets. Some stations give you cars. But this station is the only station to give you magical powers. Because this station is going to render you invisible. Invisible. Go where you want. Do what you want to do. No one will ever know because you're invisible. Cannot be seen. It's a world of possibilities. You can go to school naked. Naked. Go to work naked. Naked. See other people naked. Naked. All because you're invisible. Just be listening this weekend, and when you hear this sound, be the 10th caller, and you'll be on your way to invisibility.
This station is exempt from responsibility for your actions while you are invisible. Employees of this station and their families are not eligible to be invisible or naked ever.
Party invisible. Party naked. Keep listening for your chance to win.
I will, and we got the numbers coming in already. 11:32. Men 2554. This is the overall 3-2 to a 3-3 from the summer book. That's not much of an improvement, I'll tell you that. Now, how was the summer book? Didn't we do really well? Thanks to you.
Well, this show was number 1. I don't remember the rest of the station.
Oh. Well, let me just reach back here and see. This is the overall week, Men 2554. Radio Amor. Oh no, this is another one of those nobody speaks English in this book. They went from third from a 4.8 to number 1 with a 6.9. Radio Amor. CMQFMA, no speaking English, from a 4.5 to a 5.7, tied for second with Hot, 5.7. All the ethnics so far. As they say in the trade, spos and schvos. BGG, big, 4.9. Uh-oh, they took a big drop from a 6.3. EDR, 3.8 to a 4.5. Radio Ritmo, more, Love, 94. Now, who do you know? Do you know anybody who listens to Love 94?
No.
Coast took a precipitous drop. Sorry, Mike. Life, XDJ, also no speaking English. They took a drop. QM, a 3-2 to a 3-3. That's the overall week, so it tells us nothing. Power, 3-4 down to a 3-1. Men in Black, WMIB. WINZ, Scare America, had a goose in there, 1-4 to a 2-6. IOD had a precipitous drop also, 3-4 down to a 2-6. Wow. Woo, not good over there at IOD, eh? Let's see, I'm looking for, Waxy, they had a real goose there, 1-8 to a 2-1. Hey, they went from 20th to tied for 19th. They are moving on up to the east side. Now let's hear the day parts. I bet you Kenny Toast Walker, that was cute the other day. Kenny Toast, better I am. I bet you Kenny's sitting on the edge of his seat. They're doing fine, those guys. Radio Amor, number 1. See, this is so bogus, man. This is the worst book in the history of books. And then if we do well, I'll say, boy, they really know their crap. This is Mornings, Radio Amor's number 1, XDJ, number 2 with a 6.9. Big, Paul and Old Ron from a 7.7 down to a 6.9, but tied for second. Then Hot 105, CMQ, no speaking English. I'm looking on here, WINC, where the hell are we? Oh, no. Look who edged us out in the morning. INZ had a 2.6, MIB 2.6, Waxy from a 2.6 down to a 2.5. They dropped, but they edged us out. We went from a 2.1 to a 2.4 in the morning. So it's like even Steven, almost dead even, Steven. Life, IOD with a 2.5 in the morning. Oh, brother. Oh. Let's take a look. We're number 2, damn it. Well, that's 10-3. Now, do you think we have a shot of being number 1, 10-2?
Well, number 2 by how much?
0.6 of a point. Radio Amor, again, with this totally bogus book they got, they're number 1 in the midday with a 6.8. We're number 2 with a 6.2.
We usually go up a point or almost a point when we extrapolate the 10-2.
So we have to wait now a couple of days till we get the extrapolations for the day part 10-2, because we're not on from 10-3. In case you haven't noticed, we're on 10-2. And a good indicator for that would be to see what kind of a number they had from 3 to 7. Wouldn't that be a good indicator?
Yes.
Now let's see what our friends across the street had in midday that are talking so much about their great website and they're doing this and they're right. Yeah, right. Let's see. Boy, Scare America went from a 1-2 to a 2-2. Look at that. And Waxy went from a 1-8 to a 2-point. Oh! Boy, they're really making a move from tied for 17th down to 20th. Oh, they are really making a big move. You can almost smell it. You can almost tell what they had for breakfast. Afternoons, Radio Amor again. The most bogus wire diaries in the history of Arbitron. They went from a 5.8 number 3 to an 8.6 number 1. They got an 8.6 share in the afternoon like my name is Heine Manouche. Like my name is Poopy Campo. And I'm ready to do a little poopy just looking at this. Now let's see. How did INZ with a 3.4 from a 1.6 to a 3.4 in the afternoon. QM 2.3 to a 3.1. So afternoons went up. So that's 3.1. And what do we got? 6.2. So it's really hard to figure, you know, that 2 to 3 hour. And isn't it?
I'll do some crunching. It'll be inexact, but, you know, a guesstimate anyway.
Well, what do you
they
mean
took all the numbers out. So we had a 6.1, you said?
6.2.
And they had a...
And Radio Moore had a 6.8. We got a shot. As Jimmy Johnson would say, we got a shot. So we're either number 1 or 2 on there.
And
we
the
still
afternoon number
5.
was a what? A 3 what?
3.1.
All right.
Well, you know, you can only guess, and I can do the same thing you're going to do, but it all depends on what that 2 to 3 hour is. That might have been a real strong hour, might have been a weak hour. Maybe they had a gigantic hour in that power hour between 4 and 5 with the Humper and the Mad Dog together. Maybe chickens peed all over the diaries here, too, with this Radio Amor. Radio Amor, are you crazy or what, huh? Do you know anybody who listens to that?
Hi, Luis Miguel. Play it, baby.
Even he ain't listening. And what's this other stuff you're sending me? Are you sending me all the stuff? Because I don't want to waste 80 million.
No, I don't know. Whatever they handed me, I sent you, and then they took it right back out of here. So
they did?
Sure.
Well, what the hell they do that for? So are they pleased? Are they displeased? Are they looking
I don't know.
grumpy?
Beast brought it in, so I, you know,
who did?
Beast.
Oh, the
so
Beast.
he had
well,
kind of a deadpan expression on his face, so I don't know.
He's actually got a wife. He ought to be kissing the ground. He ought to be in a good mood all the time.
How did the other shows do?
What other shows?
You tell me.
What do you mean by that?
I know you already said, but I wasn't. I was too busy. The
mornings went from a, let's see. See, now you got me. I haven't stapled this stuff together.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. No rush.
Well, no, there's just so much suspense about whether, you know, when we get the 10 to 2 breakout. And wouldn't it be something if we missed by like a tenth of a point being number 1 and we wind up getting only the bonus for number 2? That would be bad.
That would be bad.
Anyway, the morning had, what did I say before? They're not on the first page. But I think they made a little goose in there, a little step. They went from a 2-1 to a 2-4, from 18th to tied for 14th. Not exactly a major move, but nevertheless a little moving in the right direction. 2-4 and then 25-54 is a little, whatever. Whatever it is, it is. And then we got a 6-2. And then I already told you they went to a 3-1 in the afternoon, man. In the afternoon, they had a 3.1 share.
From,
still From a something. Now, see, you're getting pushy again. I'm not on that page. I'm just doing it from memory. Okay, it's on the second page. And they got a 3-1. And what did, let's see, a 3-1 from a 2-3. They went up nicely. Not spectacular. And Waxy went from a 1-9 to a 2-8 in the afternoon. So they're also right on their ass. And they're probably talking a big game. Look at that. We're right on everybody's ass. And we edged them out in the morning again. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like that. You can talk, like I said, all you want a big game. You guys aren't doing squat. Stu Gotts and all these other make-believe, these wannabes, these pretend broadcasters. Who the hell are you kidding? And speaking of who are you kidding, here's an excellent poll idea from one of our listeners for when? Maybe tomorrow. I think the real Neil Rogers is, and here's some choices they have on here, an insecure geek. Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by that. Insecure in terms of other people. The MySpace thing will make you so insecure you'll lose your mind. I will agree on that. Just ask a couple of my regular bunk butt buddies there on the MySpace. Wow. Insecure. Gee, where did this one go? What did I say? Well, yeah, like that. But I don't know what that means. Outgoing and opinionated. Since when am I outgoing? See, I think those are two different categories, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm crossing out. Outgoing, opinionated. A social butterfly. Oh, yeah. Right. A horn dog. Well, there's no question about that. A homebody. An evil bastard. Warm and cuddly. Or straight. Straight right to the tea room. Let's see. Oh, here's more numbers coming. 7 to midnight. Do we care about that? Eddie K's not anymore anyway, so what do we care about that stuff for? So I guess we did okay. We got some bonus money coming, and of course you're really peeing in your pants.
Yeah, I am. Oh, not peeing either.
Well, both. You're doing the Lawrence Welk number in your pants. 1, 2, and a 3. 1,157 votes on the poll. I'll tell you that. That is pretty dang impressive, if you ask me. 20 till noon at QAM.
Hi, Luis Miguel. Play it, baby.
Like I said, 20 till noon. Well, nobody speaks English anyway anymore.
I
like to see a fight between the Donald and Rosie. He's a know-it-all billionaire and she's very nosy. He's been doing fat jokes and she's laughing at his hair. But the truth is both of them look fat in underwear. Neither one is so damn hot they can attack the other. If I had a pillow, I don't know which one I'd smother. Donald's voice goes through me like a kid on a violin. And all Rosie talks about is being a lesbian. They both have a lot of money, so let's quit the whining. He could use some hair plugs to eliminate the shining. She could shut her yap and cut her meals down from 9 to 2, and possibly let somebody else talk on The View. There's too much going on to listen to their hissy fits. Two celebrities just acting like total idiots. We can't take a minute more, so both of you please shut up, or we'll steal Rosie's bra and strangle you with her D-cup. Enough already, Rosie and Donald, 'cause no one cares. I would rather just stay home and count up all my nose hairs. It's like we're Mr. Wilson and you're Dennis the Menace. Plus the ratings suck on The View and on The Apprentice. It would not bother me in the least if Trump retired. Somebody at ABC should say, Rosie, you're fired. Quit your belly aching and get off the evening news. Or just kiss and make up and go on a Rosie gay cruise. Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump both have a short fuse.
And like they say in Vietnam, hub 'em both and dreared. It's 14 till noon to QM. Don't forget the Mad Dog is working today.
All right.
At 2 o'clock. And then we got the Power Hour with the Mad Dog alone because there ain't no humper today. And then Geldy, I never finished the schedule, did I? I got as far as the Power Hour. And then I took a shower. Well, that was another thing. That was in the in your buddy Ethan, fake Ethan. That was in his message.
Mm-hmm.
He was out running in the morning. He just came in to take a shower. You know, I just kept trying to lead me into a naked conversation, you know. I think I got another faker on there, too, just now. But we got 1,091 friends on there. I just approved one that I'm positive is another fake, but that's okay. I don't really care anymore. Geldy at the Yenta Center tonight. The Panthers take on the Toronto Maple Leafs at the Bank Yenta Center, 7:30 at the preview at 7 o'clock, game time 7:30, followed by Jesse Agler, live from the Yenta Center, as live as Jesse ever gets. How do you like that? The Toronto Maple Leafs. Boy, I sure wish I was there to see that game. Maybe I'll hop on the plane. What do you think?
Well, it's been a chippy game, and not many players have turned down many invitations to get involved in a fight.
Well, that's good. Let's hear it. I'm sure Don Cherry would be very happy to hear that. Let's get hockey intensive. What do you say? Let's get in your face instead of this MySpace. Sheriff investigates radio contest death, and this is also chopped off. You told me about making those changes on there and about how that would end the... They didn't do anything.
It should. Well,
didn't work.
Sorry.
A U.S. sheriff opened an investigation yesterday into the death of a 28-year-old woman who died after drank all that water, in which contestants had to drink as much water as possible. We had the story yesterday, and she was on the news last night, and they played the clip from her. Oh, I'm feeling a little headachy, blah, blah. You know. I think anybody that's dumb enough to participate in any of these stupid things, pie-eating contest, weenie-eating contest, water drinking, whatever the hell it is, they deserve to croak. Hubmandreard. Sacramento station KDND has fired 10 staff members over Friday's competition called Hold Your Wii for a Wii, W-I-I-I. Hold Your Wii for a Wii, in which about 20 people tried to drink as much water without going to the toilet to win a Nintendo Wii games console. They couldn't go to the toilet. Maybe they peed their pants. Jennifer Strange. She's a stranger! Not anymore, she's not. 28, mother of 3, died from a suspected water intoxication after coming in second. She was, and it chops off when it tells how much she drank here. Boy, I sure would like to see that. After the contest, she called in sick at work, was found dead in her home about 5 hours later. Water intoxication, also known as hyperhydration or water poisoning, is, in fact, remember the doctor that called in yesterday said her brain swelled up? Oh, I'm a doctor. Her brain swelled up. Water poisoning is potentially fatal, can cause irregular heartbeat, fluid in the lungs, and like sudden death like that. So 10 staff members, including several on-air DJs, have been fired over the deal. They are no longer with the company for violating the terms of their employment agreement with the spokesman. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Department later yesterday said it decided to open an investigation into Strange's death, We have new information that's come to light from audio tapes of the show, said spokesman Sergeant Timothy Curran. I wonder if he's kin to Jimmy Curran, the harness driver. Or John Curran, his dead father. I'm sure he must be dead. Well, I know my drivers, don't I, man? I could drive you crazy with that crap.
Huh?
Just ask some of my MySpace friends. They'll tell you I could drive you crazy without even trying. We have new information that's come to light from audio tapes of the show, said spokesman Timothy Curran. We've decided to open a death investigation, which will take weeks, and on conclusion, our findings will be forwarded to the local district attorney to see if we're going to file charges, huh? The Sacramento County coroner has yet to rule the cause of death, but said her stranger's death was consistent with water intoxication. It was a stranger. If you don't get that clip, man, I'm going to be really PO'd. I'm sure somebody out there will find it.
Going on a mission.
Are you? Impossible.
I'm going to start recording every episode.
That, too. 1172 on the poll today. This poll is going over bigger than Mary Tyler Moore and a $6 million man. And now let me ask Chris, because we haven't asked Chris about this since he's been on the show. Yes. We haven't even talked about movies with you. Have you seen...
I'm as mad as hell, but I'm not going to take this anymore. Oh!
Network?
Yes. I saw it the first time I worked.
Don't sound really enthused about it, though. You didn't fall asleep in the middle of the movie, did you?
No, I watched the whole thing.
But you didn't like it.
I thought that it wasn't. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't anything that I was like, wow, yeah, great. But hey, it wasn't my cup of tea.
Maybe George can explain this to me.
I tried to before.
And what is that? Well, go try it again.
That director, whatever his name is, and I've seen other movies, but I can't think of his name right now, has a style that...
Sidney Lumet.
Okay, that doesn't agree with a lot of people. The pacing is kind of slow, and it's a little bit plotting, and if you're not really interested in the message...
What are you talking about? The pacing is kind of slow. It was scintillating, man.
All right.
And I agree with George.
A lot of people don't like that.
I'm as mad as hell, but I'm not going to take this anymore. Oh! Listen to me. Television is not the truth. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off right in the middle of the set.
I love that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. And I don't care what any of you punks say. I love it. Well, I'm old and slow, so
I like it just fine, but nevertheless, I mean, there are moments of excitement, like when Howard Beale is doing his performances, and the rest of it is
crazy,
a lot of people walking and talking.
It's not a violent movie. It doesn't have all kinds of bloodshed and all kinds of nifty special effects and crap like that. A
lot of people having conversations with each other. And
it does have somebody get blown away in the end, and that's for Howard Beale. I shouldn't spoil it for you if you haven't seen that work.
Too late.
Well, what about some of our other favorite movies, like Requiem for a Dream? Have you seen that?
I have not seen the whole thing yet.
I've got to hook him up. Did you
fall asleep? What do you mean you haven't seen the whole thing yet? You fell asleep because
it was on cable or something like that, and I was home for a while. And then
I love that flick, but talk about slow and dragging a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing slow about that movie.
What are you talking about? Well, not when she started popping the pills.
Everyone's individual little story is
She was dancing on the ceiling on her when she started popping the pills. They were all popping the pills. And then, of course, poor Jerry Leto in that purple arm. That's one of the grossest things. Yeah, one of the grossest things I've ever. Not good. I want to see again, though. I know who you did last summer. I didn't really watch that much of it last night. I just wasn't into it. What the hell was I watching? I have no idea. I was busy trying to get this damn thing, send my messages again. I was getting all frantic. Not really. I was trying to calm myself down after a long 30-minute conversation with my best new friend in the world. It's one of those things. And that should be on the poll, too. I think, I don't know how you describe that. I just don't get it. Like an overgrown child. Oh, let's see. Here's this other person that wants to be P-Head. My name is Chris. My nickname is Pumpkinhead. Well, let's see. I don't think I put Pumpkinhead on our... let's see if he's got any real pictures on here. And he's only got it now. And his picture is still a Pumpkinhead. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And his 4 friends are yours truly, Mad in Miami, Cool Keith, and Villa Alegre.
Okay.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that a group?
Maybe a business?
No, it's a male. How can it be a male? What kind of a guy has got a name Villa Alegre?
I don't know.
Male, 36 years old, in Jersey. Well, anyway, it's Pumpkin, and I'll get to the message, but I can't send out. I keep saying that again for the benefit of people who are tuning in, because unfortunately we have some very unloyal people out there who work during the daytime and just ignore us, which I can't believe
that's wrong somehow.
That insensitive to us. 1,177 votes on the poll. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? The U.S. will attack Iran, 499. Neil will elope with the MySpace friend, 171. Jim Mandis will work a full week at QM without taking a day off, 126. I think this is the week that is.
Oh!
W will be impeached 91. Hank will lose an ounce 81. I hate this poll 78, 6.5%. Wayne will sell the Dolphins 65. How's that press conference on the new coach coming up? Let's get that on right away for a couple hours. George will get his own show on QM 36. And you and Mo are in a tight battle there. Mo will return to QM 32, only foe behind.
Right, maybe we can get a show together.
Oh, there's the story about Michael Vick, and the residue in his bottle smelled like marijuana, huh? Uh-oh. Not Michael Vick. That would make me sick.
In what bottle?
There's a bottle of stuff he had in his bag. It's like it's supposed to be a bottle of water, but the residue smelled like...
Oh, it's a stash bottle.
Now, see, you're saying that. You don't even know what you wouldn't know Michael Vick if he walked in there right now.
No, but I know a stash bottle when I see one.
Oh! Deliciously different marijuana. Deliciously different marijuana.
I mean, I don't have a stash bottle that looks like that.
Well, you better get one, okay, if you want to be in. If you want to be part of the in crowd with Ramsey Lewis. You got Ramsey Lewis in the in crowd? George Jones University. Please don't tell me he croaked.
To a country music university.
Oh, he started a country music school. I thought maybe he died. You think I really would care about that? Absolutely not. In fact, I would say the best country music singer is a dead one. That was a terrible thing to say. I just don't like country music. I do like White Sport Coat and a Pink Carnation by Marty Robbins, though. And Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places.
Yeah, you like that song? Mickey Gilley.
It was?
Yeah.
We always argue about that. I always thought it was Bob Luman. It's Mickey Gilley? Are you positive?
Are you sure?
Well, I don't have it, but
well,
yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Look it up.
I like that song. There's about 5 country songs I like. I like See a Heartbreak by Don Gibson. He's dead. What?
I like Johnny Cash and a couple others, a couple songs by a couple others. That's about it.
Johnny Cash rhymes with tracks. Now, what am I looking for? Looking for love. I know what I'm looking for in all the right places. I'll tell you what the right place is, and that's where you find it. Let's see. Look what they're doing to my song. Looking for a stranger. A stranger! Looking Through the Eyes of Love by the Partridge Family. Oh, that's it.
Every other song that I've heard lately, some
Johnny Lee.
Shot,
Bob Luman.
And his best friend both die with it.
It is?
Well, you mentioned Bob Luman. I never heard of it.
Well, what's that called?
Let's Think About Love.
Oh, I see. Well, what's that got to do with Looking for Love? It's Johnny Lee. Who did you say? Mickey Gilley? That was absolutely...
Well, he redid it then. Because I used to have to play that as a DJ.
Mickey Gilley?
Have to.
I never heard of Mickey Gilley. I would know Mickey Gilley from Mickey Mendel.
Oh, he was on the Urban Cowboy movie.
Was he really? Well, I'll tell you, a lot of pressure for these next couple of days to see when those numbers come in. Mickey Gilley, Stand By Me. That's the only one. He ripped that off, too, huh? Featured in the movie Urban Cowboy starring John Revolta and Deborah Winger.
Well, then
Mickey Gilley. Born in Natchez, Mississippi in 1936. He was an old coot.
I was wrong, but here's another prediction that I can be right or wrong about.
Yes?
I predict that we will have a 7 when we extrapolate 10 to 2. That's my prediction.
Yeah, but what do they have? That's the real question. And you know how stupid I am? Let's see what they did in the afternoon. During the break, I'm going to see what they did in the afternoon. And if they didn't do really all that well, that's not good. But if they did very well in the afternoon from 3 to 7, that means there's a chance that from 2 to 3, it wasn't all that big. You follow what I'm saying? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Sure I do.
Because I sure don't.
Mark Morgan, it's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
Screw you! This is the story of a coach named Nick Saban. He is the guy who just deserted the Dolphins. Seems he doesn't care what other people might call him. He sunk another nail into the Dolphins' coffin. It didn't take long for Nick to decide he was gonna leave and coach the Crimson Tide. Whenever he was asked about it, he always lied. We watched Nick take the money and run. Go on, take the money and run. So long, take the money and run. Go on, take the money and run. So long, take the money and run. No longer on the sidelines in that stupid hat. He quit the team and now they're feeling so flat. I wonder what Wayne Huizinga really thinks of that. The Dolphins are a sinking ship and Nick is a rat. Every excuse Nick gives for leaving sounds lame. A whole lot
lot of money to coach football games. And if it was you, you know that you'd do the same. I guess that's why Nick doesn't feel any shame. Go on, take the money and run. So long, take the money and run. Go on, take the money and run. So long, take the money and run. Say screw y'all. Go on, take the money and run.
1204 at 560 WQAM. So anyway, I can't send any messages still. I just tried it again. Cody S. in whoever that is. I tried to return his message. He's 19 in Miami, but he's got 130 friends, so I think he's for real, whatever. Yeah. I can't send you any message, Cody, and it's probably just as well. Anyway, Don, now this is an assignment either for you, because I'm just not technically competent to do some of these things, as you well know. Either you or Miguel.
Okay.
Don, you can see the messages there, right?
On your page?
Yeah.
The comments, you mean?
No. You can't see the messages?
If I log on to your account.
Well, why can't you do that?
I can.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Jesus, God almighty. And Don, in the middle of 45 messages he sent, I think Don's a technical kind of guy, evidently, with the white hair and the mustache.
Okay.
And his latest message, he says, I searched and found this. It looks like you can send an email to abuse@myspace.com with your MySpace ID and see if you can do something with that. Okay? If not, that's okay, too.
Do something?
Yeah, do something with it. Well, in other words, he says it worked right away. It worked instantly for him. Because I don't want to have this ongoing problem for the rest of my life. Now, speaking of this crap, by the way, the phone is ringing. It might be Ed McMahon with my $20 million, but I sure as hell doubt it. 4 families suing MySpace over assaults. Parents claim daughters were sexually abused by adults met on the site. How do you like that? More bad news on MySpace. Fat. 4 families have sued News Corp and its MySpace social networking site after their underage daughters were sexually abused by adults they met on the site.
Oh, my God.
Lawyers for the family said today. The law firms Berry and Lowy, LLP of Austin, Texas, and Arnold and Itkin of Houston said families from New York, Texas, Pennsylvania, and South Carolina filed separate suits Wednesday in Los Angeles Superior Court alleging negligence, recklessness, fraud, and negligent misrepresentation by the companies. In our view, MySpace waited entirely too long to attempt to institute meaningful security measures that effectively increase the safety of their underage users, said Jason Itkin, an Arnold and Itkin lawyer. MySpace, based in L.A., did not immediately return calls for comment. Critics, including parents, school officials, and police, have been increasingly warning of online predators at sites like MySpace, where youth-oriented visitors are encouraged to expand their circle of friends using free messaging tools and personal profile pages. Look out for those free tools, baby. MySpace has responded with added educational efforts and partnerships with law enforcement. The company has also placed restrictions on how adults may contact younger users on MySpace, while developing technology such as one announced yesterday to let parents see some aspects of their child's online profile, including the stated age. That tool is expected to come out this summer. The lawyers who filed the latest lawsuit said the plaintiffs include a 15-year-old girl from Texas who was lured to a meeting, drugged, and assaulted in 2006 by an adult MySpace user who is currently serving a 10-year sentence in Texas after pleading guilty to sexual assault. The others are a 15-year-old girl from Pennsylvania, 14-year-old from New York, and 2 South Carolina sisters, ages 14 and 15. Last June, the mother of a 14-year-old who says she was sexually assaulted by a 19-year-old user sued MySpace and News Corp, seeking $30 million
About 30, man.
in damages. That lawsuit filed in Texas State Court claims the 19-year-old lied about being a senior in high school to gain her trust and phone number. 14-year-old girl, she said she was 19 and lied about her age. This is from Brian at Coconut Creek. He says, don't blame it on the parents, blame it on MySpace, baby. MySpace ain't your place. Now, did you see that thing I was talking about or not? Or am I just...
No, I'm getting the information from Miguel, who isn't in the building, because I forgot it, and unless you want to give me your username and password on the air. See, I never had that information, you see, because he was doing all that.
How about if I fax it to you? How's that?
Okay. And by the way, speaking of
Yes?
that story, any parent that doesn't know what their 14-year-old child is watching on TV, listening to on the radio, or doing on the
ought to be
computer,
shot.
looking at, is an irresponsible parent, as Judge Judy would say.
Judge Judy, who that? She sounds like a...
stranger?
1,200 votes on the poll.
Oh.
Holy moly, rat man, not bad. Marijuana-like substance confiscated from Atlanta quarterback at MIA. That was what I was referring to before, and you said, Michael Vick, who's that?
Right. But I know a stash bottle when I see one.
What would you expect? Inspectors at Miami International yesterday confiscated a water bottle that Atlanta Falcons quarterback Michael Vick was carrying, and later they found a secret compartment in the bottle, a secret compartment that contained a suspicious dark black substance they thought smelled like marijuana, baby. A suspicious dark black substance. How do you like that? And it smelled just like... Oh!
Deliciously different marijuana.
Alright.
Different marijuana.
Initially, security guards at Concourse G asked Vic to surrender a water bottle which had an Aquafina label, as if that makes any difference. Who cares what the label was on there? That was the most stupid thing I ever heard in my life.
Label me.
Regulations prohibit passengers from carrying bottles that contain more than 3 ounces of liquids through security checkpoints. Well, they don't want them to OD on the water like that broad in California. According to the Dade Police report, Sun Sentinel News partner Channel 39 says here in the Sun Sentinel, a really bad newspaper with a bad website. Although, thanks to the Sun Sentinel for getting me the scoop on Nick Saban flying off to Alabama. Remember that day? Boy, do I ever. What an abortion on this station. Though he eventually left the bottle in a recycling bin, Vic was reluctant at first and accused TSA screener Gertrude Joseph. He aroused, not accused. He aroused her suspicion. He was acting suspiciously. Joseph inspected the 20-ounce water bottle and found the bottle separated into 2 compartments, had a partition in the middle. Whoever saw a water bottle with a partition in the middle? The police report says Gertrude found a small amount of dark particulate and a pungent aroma closely associated with Mary Jane. How do you like that? A pungent aroma. Gertrude notified her supervisor and reported her findings. The police report says Joseph recognized Vic as a professional football player and knew the bottle of water was his. Joseph also said it was the only item in the recycling bin, the report says. Dade police report they later reviewed surveillance video and confirmed Gertrude Joseph's story. I wonder if she's kin to Dave Joseph from the Sun Sentinel. Or Curtis Joseph. Vic was returning to Atlanta Wednesday via an AirTran Flight 338, allowed to board the plane without delay, while the water bottle was sent to the Dade Crime Lab for further investigation. Oh, brother, scour that baby, man. You might find little traces of weed in there. Wacky weed. Oh, my God. Zion America, boy.
It's just these guys, Nick and Suds and whatever the heck it is, and the people that call in, they're just like them, like that they're on the, the weeds, and they're high, and they're... I mean, it's terrible.
It is terrible.
For years that I've been listening to 610.
And now this.
And this here.
And this here. Wow. 1,201 votes on the poll, man. Don't forget, QM's giving away 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41. For your chance to win, log on to WQM.com and become a member of the QM fan club. And by the way, our website far exceeds anybody else pretending to be a sports radio station in this market. Then listen for your name to be announced during the Power Hour to win a Coors Light Super Bowl prize pack. Automatically qualified to be one of 41 finalists for the grand prize drawing. 2 tickets to Super Bowl 41 from Coors Light and 560 QAM.
Air of exploding balls.
I had a chick named Kay. One day she flew away to Tijuana, where the moon is blue. The moon is blue. But with our right-wing censorship, there are words that mustn't slip to truly tell you how I feel for Kay. Let's feel for Kay.
Oh. So, if you see Kay in Tijuana,
I'll see you in Tijuana too. Now if you see Kay, tell her I miss her each day, and the FCC won't let me sing this song I wrote today. Now if you see Kay, take her hand, gently say that after this transmission I'll be out in 90 days. Oh,
if you see Kay in Tijuana,
then I'll see you in Tijuana. Don't wanna go, but gotta see you in Tijuana too.
12:17 at 560 WQM. Now, did you pass that along, or Miguel's out to lunch?
I just got the stuff, and I'm doing it now, but of course it's slow, so bear with me.
Not slow on that computer with that internet connection you got there, that spiffy equipment we got at QM. And by the way, the audience will be amazed to know, I would say it's now either a week or very close to a week. I think it's a week since that fax machine that I paid for, that I bought, arrived there. And is it hooked up yet?
No.
George has still got to run around all over town to find a cable long enough to be able to hook it up. God forbid that engineering should be doing that and taking care of business, because that's just, they had the short one there. Steph had a short one, which I guess was a shock to all concerned. Well,
Fix-It came in. I heard that, was it you that was telling me, Chris, that Fix-It came in pretending to be concerned?
Pretending, of course.
And then and then left again.
We told him we needed a longer cord, and he's like, and that just kind of disappeared.
Huh. Maybe he called up Miss Foley to see about it. I bet you Miss Foley would have loved those silk boxer shorts that phony Ethan was wearing yesterday. See, now, somebody, a close friend of mine, just mentioned to me on the online here, on the web, that be very wary of people who have very few friends, okay? In other words, when they set up these things. Right. Because it's just, it's fake. And of course, the sad part about that is that there are some people who have set up their own MySpace sites so they can communicate with me in the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, some of them are legitimate and some of them are not. But the legitimate ones, they got a disadvantage because if you have a page, a profile page, and there's like 3 friends on it, and you're thinking, maybe nobody likes you, Or more likely, bogus. Bogus, as in a total stranger. Like that. And I will say this, there's nothing stranger than this experience. A second Republican signed onto a Senate resolution yesterday opposing President Bush's troop buildup in Iraq, setting a marker for a major clash between the White House and Congress on the unpopular war. Senator Olympia Snowe, a moderate from Maine, said she would support a non-binding resolution that would put the Senate on record as saying the U.S. commitment in Iraq can be sustained only with support from the American public and Congress. Snow's decision to join the effort came as the White House and GOP leaders struggled to keep Republicans from endorsing the resolution and raised questions about how many more defections there might be. Now it is time for the Congress to make its voice heard on a policy that's got such significant implications for the nation, the Middle East, and the world, Snow said in a written statement. Earlier, Senator Chuck Hagel, a Nebraska Republican and potential 2008 presidential candidate, joined Democrats at a news conference announcing the resolution. I will do everything I can to stop the president's policies, he outlined it Wednesday night. Hagel said, I think it's dangerously irresponsible, to which I say Chuck, as usual, is
absolutely correct, sir.
Even as skeptical Republicans were summoned to private meetings with Bush and the National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley at the White House, Bush's aides made it clear that the Capitol Hill challenge would be met aggressively by the administration. Presidential spokesman Tony Snow said resolutions passed by Congress will not affect Bush's decision-making. Hey, stop and think about this. We were number 1 with George on most of the time in the summertime, and now we just might miss out on number 1. And we had a higher number there. You had a 6.4 in the summer. We got a 6.2. Sure like those tapes a lot, George.
Yeah, they're good. Just wait.
The president has got obligations as commander-in-chief, Snow said, and he'll go ahead and execute them. Yeah, execute them is the appropriate term. Execute them. Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman Carl Levin, Democrat of Michigan, chief author of the Senate resolution, says, we do not support increased troops, deeper military involvement. It calls for shifting the mission of U.S. troops from combat to training, counterterrorism, and protecting Iraq's territorial integrity. He said it also calls for the greater engagement of other countries in the region, the stabilization and reconstruction of Iraq. The resolution does not call for withdrawal of troops or threaten funding of military operations, as many Democrats have suggested. Instead, the legislation says the U.S. should transfer responsibility to the Iraqis on an appropriately expedited timeline, though not specific. Sometime between now and 4 weeks from next Sukkot, I think is what the resolution said. Is that what it said?
Yes.
Some now in 16 weeks from Tisha B'Av, I think would be a good time to bring everybody home while we're still alive, and one piece being the operative term, in one freaking piece. I was starting to say before, the phone is very nicely quiet today. Isn't that a good sign?
I hadn't noticed.
I haven't either, because mine's on the screensaver most of the time, and I reach over there and I give my mouse a little nudge. You ever give your mouse a little nudge? And then all of a sudden I can see that all the lines are nice and blank there, nice and quiet. Is what I'm thinking. What a machaya. 1,235 votes. Oh, there's the guy, Devlin guy with those kids again, the missing kids, the kidnapped kids. I don't care about that. I'm not insensitive, and of course it's grotesque. Somebody kidnapped somebody's kids, and it's heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, but enough already, The Missouri kidnappings. Don't you want to hear a lot more about that?
That they believe.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they believe. You got to believe. 1,235 votes. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? The U.S. will attack Iran. Oh, Art Buchwald's still dead. He was fat, man. He was fat. Oh, there he is. He wasn't fat when he was dying.
Kidneys and his
oh, boy, they were pushing him around there at the end. He's not looking too good, and now he's dead. 81. What do you think about 81? What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on dessert?
Sounds good. Let's get some.
Now that's a movie. I bet you Chris has never seen that. Pin?
Nope.
I'll bring it in for him.
Now, what's your take on that movie? You liked it, right?
I liked it just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because you like the chicken, or you like...
Oscar-winning movie, but it's a good movie, good story. You don't know what's going on.
It was fine.
Suspenseful.
Right. And there was a dummy in it, which we can relate to at QAM. 1,238 votes. Which do you think is most likely to happen in 2007? U.S. will attack Iran 519. Neil will elope with a MySpace friend 184. Jim Mandis will work a full week without taking a day off 135. This could be the week.
All right.
W will be impeached 98. I hate this pool 82. Hank will lose an ounce or two or three 82. Wayne will sell the Dolphins 66. George will get his own show on QM 38, and Mo will return to QM 34. Now, speaking of weight, losing the weight, I'm going to tell you something else really embarrassing and stupid.
Okay.
And you're going to laugh at me this time really bad. Yeah, well, you always laugh at me no matter what it was. But I went on the air with that Jacob story. Nobody would have dreamed that I would have told that crap on the air. Am I right?
Correct.
I didn't dream. As I was doing it, It was like an out of body experience. I can't believe I'm admitting to being such an old fool. To being such a jerk. But I am, and I admit it. That's just the way it is. We all do foolish things. But I told you I'm 187 on the scale this morning.
Good.
Now, that's the lowest number I've given you in a very long time, isn't it?
Yes.
When I weigh in, on the show. 187 is not a bad number for me. I'm going to get to 170. That's another 17 pounds by the time I make my next visit to South Florida.
When?
Not in a couple of months. We could do like Phil.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We could do Neil and Judge Judy show. Okay. We could have all the drop-ins from Judge Judy. Right? Oh, no.
Woo! There's a soundboard for practically anyone you can think of on the internets. Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Well, let's find a stranger. You're talking to strangers. And speaking of that, and you're going to give me some crap about this, although, see, the good thing is that you believe me. See, nobody else will believe me because nobody believes you can really make a friend online, whether it's MySpace or just...
Remember the Beast met his lovely wife online.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
It was not on MySpace, though. It was,
Well, I'm not looking to get married, I don't think, and neither is my close personal friend. But anyway, I'm coming down in a couple of months, and we already kind of like made a date. That's a terrible term to use, to have lunch, And since you've already had a couple of interactions with my close personal friend, he's a good guy, But
yes,
I sit here... What?
Yes, he is.
And I sit here and I turn around, and he's probably a little pudgy, too, is what he says. He don't want to put no naked pictures on his thing because he's got, like, boobies, That's how it is when you start getting pudgy. But I turn around and I look at myself in this mirror, and just in terms of presenting myself to other people, not that it's got anything to do with being like a sex pot. But it's got nothing to do with that. It's just that I don't want to look like a fat slob to other people. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Exactly. Right, bitch. 1,242 votes. Now, does that sound... Is that unreasonable to say that? Are you, laughing now? Are you chuckling?
Oh, of course I'm not laughing.
Well, what's wrong with that? Wouldn't that be...
Good to have
in other words,
goals.
it's an incentive.
Right.
It's an incentive.
And you are a goal-oriented kind of guy and usually achieve them. So,
right.
Yes, good.
Well, wouldn't that be a sweet thing if I actually... And it will happen. It will happen because I'm not talking about a BS artist. In fact, there were a couple of people that I was going to come down and meet and take to lunch. I'm not so sure about the other one. He's a little bit elusive still at this point. But yeah, we'll see. But I think that would be a really nice thing. I don't want to come down and be like a big fat slob and oh my God, look at Neil. He's like, fat and a slob. The slob part, well, that just goes with the territory. Although you love my corduroy pantaloonies. You need to get a whole bunch of those so we can do like...
I know.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
27 past noon at QAM.
Find out more about...
Someone, come on.
To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. The bathroom is down the hall to the left. Yes, I feel I have to go, but when I sit down, it ain't so. Mama gave me castor oil, take milk of magnesia and correctol. No matter what, it's all the same. 'Cause
me, man, I'm as regular as an alarm clock, baby. It's one thing I did not inherit from my neurotic mother was that, that lifetime constipation. Not that the audience needs to know that. Maybe it's a little bit too much information. What do you think?
Whatever.
So they want to get to know me on a personal basis. What are you going to say?
That I fired off an email as per Don's instructions.
Yes.
In your name, and I'm awaiting the response. And just to be sure that it wasn't a cookie problem on your computer or something, which Don also mentioned that might have something to do with it.
Cookies?
Yes.
Yeah.
I sent myself a message from
Did
your
you sit
account.
right down and write yourself a letter?
Yes.
I'm going to sit right down and write Billy Williams Quartet.
I'll take your word for it. So anyway, I sent myself a message from your account, and it didn't work.
Ah, see, so I'm not a crazy person after all.
Not you, it's not like your computer, it's not Canada, it's them.
Good. It's MySpace.
It's
in your face.
It's your face, yes.
2701 at QA. I'm on a very, very bizarre... I'll tell you, though, things are really looking up. We had a good book there, not bad. Well, when you're doing a 2-4 in the morning and then a 3-1 in the afternoon and we got around a 7 there, I think we've done pretty good.
I think it'll be a 7. Just mark it down. Easy number to remember.
Oh, from your... Oh, and I never looked at the afternoon. Well, I can do it right here. That damn Radio Amor. You see, this is what we're up against, man.
I know.
It is really... I don't have to tell you. 6-8 in midday they got. From a 4-1 in the summer to a 6-8, from 8th to 1st. Oh, and in the afternoon, holy moly, they got an 8-6. From 3 to 7.
Oh, by the way.
Yes?
You like it? That's by request.
Oh. They've got an 8-6 in the afternoon. You should live so long they got an 8-6. So what does that mean now? Is that good or is that bad?
Who got an 8-6 in the afternoon?
Radio Amor. From 3 to 7. So maybe from 2 to 3 they had a humongous number in there.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
I do.
See, I've lost track of how I figured
forgot how to do it, yeah.
Well, whatever. Well, whatever it'll be, it'll be. Que sera, sera. We're either number 1 or number 2, and we'll take it. We'll like it, and we'll take it.
You like it?
I love it. You don't like it so much because if we're number 2, you lose thousands and thousands and thousands. 3 teens arrested in beating shown online. Well, I saw when you faxed me that somebody faxed it in, and I saw this story, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting here. This goes to show, forget about whether I want to lose weight or the reasons are out. I think that's good to have like a motivation here, like,
sure.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing it for myself, but just because I don't want to come across as being a fat slob, which I am, but, as you're getting older, it's not good to be like a fat slob. But I'm opening myself up to the people out there, and, of course, I'm the celebrity on here. See, with me, as you know, I get so enchanted with people that I don't even know that, like, to me, they're the celebrity, and I kiss their ass, and, and I don't want them to kiss my ass. I don't like ass kissers. I hate that. I mean, it's nice when we've had so many nice messages on here. Thank you. I've been listening to you for years since I was like a child, and yada, 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 which makes me feel very old, number 1. But number 2, that's nice. Isn't it nice?
Nice.
Nice. In fact, some of the messages I've gotten so far on this thing have been really...
very nice.
Very nice. I can't watch that thing. And even if you send it to me with the right subtitles, I'm sorry. I realize it's the squared, horrible thing to say. Old farts like me should be loving Borat. I mean, nice. That's good. It's funny. But
people who appreciate humor should watch that movie. And especially people who like to watch fundamentalist Christians made a fool of should watch that movie.
I'll watch the rest of it. Okay. See, now he's even taking a shot at my sense of humor, which is really... Look, what a shot that is.
If you like to laugh...
I love to laugh, especially when you work for these people, man. A good laugh is a miracle. When you can muster up a good laugh. 3 teenagers who beat another girl while being videotaped turned the camera on themselves to brag about the incident before posting the video online, police said. So what I was starting to say is, like, opening yourself up to strangers out there, you've got to be a crazy person. All these game players. You know something? This is probably an act of God.
Oh, God.
That I can't respond to any of these messages out there, at least for today and maybe for a couple of days. I don't know. Although, Don, now, did you read Don's message? He said as soon as something happened, it came back on immediately. Whatever he was talking about. Did you see that?
Yeah, I forgot what he said, though.
Don may be okay in his own white-haired, goofy way. He might be all right. Thank you, Don, for trying to help us out. The teenagers who were arrested, this is in North Babylon, New York. I have no idea where that is. Do you? It must be near the city. I never heard of that. Oh, Suffolk County Police. North Babylon, New York. 3 teenagers beat another girl online. They were stupid enough to post the video online. They were arrested Tuesday on charges of juvenile delinquency and attempted assault. The video was shown on 2 websites. And guess what the other one was, folks? Myspace, which are popular with children and overgrown children. In the video, screaming can be heard as a 13-year-old girl cowers on the ground while others punch her and kick her repeatedly in the head. At one point, she's dragged along the ground by her hair. I'm serious. The kids who did this, we should hang their ass, just like Sodom and his 2 henchmen there. Hang them on TV tonight on Brian Williams.
I will kill you.
Good. The beaten girl was not hospitalized, didn't tell her parents, police said. Authorities' delay in learning about the incident prevented the filing of harsher charges of the assault, said Suffolk County Police Lieutenant Robert Edwards. By the time we became aware of it, any apparent physical injury she had were not really apparent to us, he said. Police said the beating, which occurred December 18th around 4 p.m. at a school, apparently was stopped after an adult intervened. Some unknown Good Samaritan pulled up in his car, Edwards said. You can see the car door open and they scatter. They scattered like a bunch of chickens, like a bunch of cowards, and then they go ahead and they put the videotape online. Oh, look at us. Aren't we brave? Aren't we? Right, brilliant. Morons like that.
Outrageous.
Right, like that Ethan imitator yesterday. I got my silk underpants on. Right.
You fairy.
The names of the accused girls were not released by police because they're being charged as juveniles. 2 of the girls are 14, 1 is 13. Oh, I didn't know that there were girls who did this.
Yeah.
It just said the 3 teenagers.
No,
the names of the
girls.
accused girls were not released. Police are investigating who taped the incident. Isn't that lovely? So there's 3 girls, 13, 14, who knows what the other one is, and they take this chick and they beat the crap out of her and they put it online. Brilliant. Like that. And you know, someday they're going to marry some poor sucker out there.
Yeah, I know.
As you well know.
I know.
And they're going to talk about the trap. Forget about MySpace and your
Destroy
face and
somebody's
you
life.
and my
That's
tube and all
right.
that other. Forget about that. Wow. Scandalous is what it is. Come on, I'm waiting for the judge.
Outrageous.
That's what I was looking for. Very good. 1260, boy, every time I look at that poll, it's 1260. It takes me back to my days in 1963 before most of you were born, Albion, Michigan. Oh, WALM. I still think of Durwood Karn pulling his pants up from doing a dump upstairs while the news sounder was on, you know? And there was Durwood just, we had the monitors actually on the station back in those days because there was only our station. There was no FM. There was no PM. You know, there was no FM to blast around like at QAM where they don't want to listen to the AM. Right. So he can hear it on the monitor, and as you realize, he's just pulling up his pantaloon. He's thinking, oh, gee, I better get down there and do the news. And I'm sure he's dead by now. I want you to stop and think about this. This is a very depressing, but you know me, I can be depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Think about all the people that you've known, worked with, come into contact with over the years, and you lose touch with them, and now they're dead, and we don't even know it.
Yeah.
Like Durwood Karns. I mean, not that I care. The PD in Albion, the guy pulling up the pants to do the news. The guy that got caught on the throne. Talk about getting caught with your pants down.
That's a good idea. I think this break I'll go do that.
What?
Go get caught with my pants down.
I'll bet you will. 20 till 1 at 560. Those 3 girls, man, someday some guy's going to get hitched with one of them, and then, oh, boy, look out. Look out. I feel so sorry for some of you heterosexuals, man.
That's right.
The nagging, the whining, talking about Judge Judy. I mean, get serious.
Don't cry for me. I'm already dead.
I know. We'll bring you some flowers, some pansies.
God. Do you have what it takes to be in Neil's will? If you do, you will. Sport Hole Radio 560 WQAM invites you to listen and win with the 560 QAM Neil's Will contest. Simply cut and paste someone else's profile and pic to MySpace, or in 50 words or less. Write why you should be in Neil's will on the back of a postcard and send it to WQAM Studios in the McAllister Hotel. Then, when you hear this sound, that's your chance to inherit millions, perhaps even billions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. All contestants must be male, no younger than 18, no older than 25, must be shaven and smooth. Judges reserve the right to eliminate contestants based on the Rainy Quinn similarity rating scale of 1 to 10. Runners-up will receive an autographed duplicate of Neil's will, suitable for framing. Any duplicates of Neil's will found under your windshield wiper in the parking lot will be voided by law. All prizes will be awarded by Michael Anthony, and the grand prize winners are asked to be patient for an indefinite period of time until Neil decides to die.
1246.
I'm dying over here.
At 560 WQAM, you'll be very pleased to know and very proud of me that I have no thoughts, no conversations, no mention of my will anymore to anyone or anything. And that, aren't you proud?
Yes.
George didn't really go out to do a squat, did he?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Wow.
Oi!
That's all I can say. Are you hitting that?
Yes.
Chris is hitting the 360 now. I forgot we even had one in there. Is it a 360?
DCS? I don't know what it's going on.
And that's in there? Oh, brother, well, I'm sure it is. White House resists call for carbon emission caps. Well, be sure and tell George that I'm not changing my will yet.
Will do.
I'm sure he's concerned about it.
Oh, he's very.
The White House is down. Well, especially if we don't make the number one in the end. That Radio Amor thing. Now, do you see what we're up against here? How do you deal with that? How the hell can you compete with that? And by the way, I wish some of you people, including my good Jewish friend that just sent me a message on there, stop asking me questions. I can't respond to you today. My MySpace is screwed up, okay? MySpace is in your face. It will not send any messages from our page. It's got Tsuris. The White House has dashed hopes of a dramatic shift in climate change policy by George Bush, but says the president will lay out his strategy to combat global warming in next week's State of the Onion address. Right. That's your president, by the way, Chris.
Yeah, kind of, not really.
Tony Snow, Mr. Bush's spokesman, denied that the administration was ready to accept fixed caps on carbon emissions by specified target dates. That's not something we're talking about, he said. Instead, the president's likely to emphasize the importance of scientific innovation and call for greater use of alternative energy sources, in particular ethanol and hydrogen fuels, to reduce the country's addiction to oil. Pressure's been growing steadily on the administration, both at home and abroad. Tony Blair raised the issue during his visit to Washington in December, as did Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany. Remember when Bush sneaked up behind her and gave her a kiss on the cheek or whatever, or grabbed her boobies? Remember that?
Yep.
Oh, you're back. Yeah. Chris said you were out taking a humongous squat, is what he said.
On the installment plan. I think I'm going back to next break, too.
Chancellor of Germany, which has the presidency of both the EU and the G8, whose summit agenda will focus on climate change when its leaders gather in the summer. The topic is also set to dominate next week's annual World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. So George has got the squirts, I guess, huh?
No. Quite the contrary, just a lot.
Rock solid.
I see. Well, thank God for that. In the U.S., several states, now, that's probably because all the food that you guys have been chomping on the last 2 days in there. Yesterday was Char Hut Wednesday. I don't think you even mentioned them, did you?
Char Hut?
Yeah.
Not on the air. Char Hut,
well,
Char
why
Hut,
the hell
Char
not?
Hut, Char Hut, Char Hut.
Thanks for Char Hut. And then tomorrow is Soup Day with the soup guy. Isn't that the name of the place?
The Soup
guy?
Man.
Oh, the Soup Man. I love my Soup Man. There are a few things, I've told you this before, but there are a few things more depressing to me when I go into any kind of a restaurant for lunch, dinner. And a kind of a restaurant where they have like a different soup every day. And I ask, well, what's the soup today? You know, a split pea. Lentil. Oh, brother, fat. Talk about soup for goyim, yentil. In the U.S., several states, most notably California, have taken matters into their own hands, implicitly criticizing Washington for its failure to act. Barbara Boxer, a California Democrat and the new chairman of the Senate Environment Committee, is introducing a national bill that follows her state's example and seeks to reduce carbon emissions by 80% by mid-century. But the very proliferation of initiatives here is complicating efforts by Europe to draw Washington into a new global effort to combat global warming, even though its dangers are finally registering with a hitherto disdainful and skeptical administration. Global warming, my ass, they're saying, right. Just because it's 120 degrees in the North Pole, what you be talking about? Basically, the U.S. has to get its own house in order, said an EU diplomat involved in talks with the administration. It was also important, he added, not to raise U.S. fears about the Son of Kyoto, a pact with fixed targets that would replace the existing Kyoto Agreement on its expiry in 2012. Its expiry. Don't you love that? This is from the Brit Independent. And it's expiry.
I see.
Oh, they are so, talk about constipated. These considerations, too, make it unlikely Mr. Bush will have anything startling to say next Tuesday. If they're doing something, then it's a very well-kept secret, the diplomat said. It's a well-kept secret. And his message was KMIT, Kushmir and Tukis. That was a good story yesterday. It's too bad that, huh?
Isn't that Kirmir and Tukis?
Kirmir and Tukis. Wow. There's nothing like stories about Jews written by Goyim. You know, I mean, what is that? Kirmir and Tukis. 1,276 votes on our world-famous poll on there. I think we're going for 14 today. Let's do it. Let's let everything hang right out.
Okay.
1,279 now. They're coming in bunches. Like hemorrhoids, man. They're coming in bunches. Like grapes. Is that what you call sour grapes?
Ooh.
Remember I talked to you about my hot and sour soup that I'm eating a lot of from my favorite Chinese... Not actually my favorite Chinese restaurant. It's just,
convenient.
Not far. It's convenient. And that hot and sour soup, even though it's not that hot and not that sour, it's not sweet and sour, which I don't get because that's got like a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
But, man, you talk about roids. Wow.
It'll clean out your sinuses, too.
Sour. Huh?
It'll clean out your sinuses, too.
Yeah, maybe that's why I sound so good. No, really, it's amazing to me because we've had some really nasty cold days lately and a little bit of snow. There's not much snow on the ground for Castronova. And by the way, didn't I say his number went down a little bit? Not. He does well when there's no competition on there. When Stern's not on. 12:52, and look at that, it's already -1. It's going to be +1 today. 34. Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
Not bad. Which means, and let's see what's coming. Cloudy and 34. Come on, you can change it on there. I want to see the next 3 days. The listeners are on the edge of their seats now. This is mighty important stuff. +1 tomorrow, -4 on Saturday, but sunny, and -1, 30 on Sunday.
About 30, man.
So you people, it's getting a little chilly here in South Florida. Right. Should be your worst problem. 1,279 votes. Judge Judy says we got to get to 1,400 by 2 or we're dead meat. 1283. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? The U.S. will attack Iran, 540. And won't that be a real piece of crap if that happens, if this lunatic and his fellow neocons pull that kind of a con job? Be a bad move.
Yes.
Neil will elope with a MySpace friend, 188. To which I would say,
all right.
Yes, I do. Jim Mattis will work a full week without taking a day off, 141. This could be the week. Everybody stay tuned. Tuned to it. W will be impeached, 99. I hate this pool, 86. Hank will lose an ounce or 2 or 3, 84. Couldn't hurt. Wayne will sell the Dolphins, 71. George will get his own show on QM. You've got a real battle going on there, you and your buddy.
That's baloney.
Who backed off? He did the right thing. Yeah, okay. Get out of my face, bitch. George will get his own show on QM, 39. And Mo will return to QM, only 35. You only got a 4-vote lead on there. All you George fans out there better hop on it. You better lean on that, folks.
Yeah, both of them.
Jump right on it. 12:53.
This is Arnold. This is not a tumor. It's the 1 to 2 hour.
And here's to you, Mr. Garfunkel. Troopers found some pot in your limo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mr. Garfunkel. There's a hefty fine that you will pay. $100. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Now you have a criminal record in our police files. In rehab, you could learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see are dilated eyes. If you're getting stoned, do it in your own home. And here's to you, Mr. Garfunkel, smoking ganja even though you're old. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mr. Garfunkel. Paul Simon hopes you're not locked away. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
First Art Garfunkel and now Michael Vick. What's going to be next? Who the hell can we trust? Next it'll be George Rodriguez. 1,300 votes on the poll. I don't think we're going to make 14. I think we slowed down. Chris wasn't pushing it enough. He learned that from Josh. He wasn't pushing it. 1,300. You know what we'll get? We'll get what we'll get. How's that? Isn't that a good way to look at it? Just like on the phone there, man. That thing has been dormant. They're not even trying today. I'm not really sure I know why. I guess they figured they gave up. Well, I'm sure they got a lot of material that they'd love to share with us. Now, that thing that Don said, and you did something and nothing happened. I just tried it again.
By the way.
Yes?
You know, I sent them an email per his instructions.
Oh, I see.
But I don't expect anything's going to happen.
In other words, 45 weeks from Simchas Torah, then maybe we'll get a response and they might do something.
The one thing that I do know about MySpace is they don't care about you or your issues.
Right, because there's no money involved.
Right.
And why do they do that? What's the reason for that?
Why do they do what?
Make it a free service. Couldn't they charge you $10 a year? I mean, they got millions.
Nobody would go on there, then they wouldn't have millions of members. But they have ads. You know, they run their little banner ads and stuff.
Yeah, so they're making a lot of money on that.
Right, all they care about is traffic.
So if they're making a lot of money on that crap, then why the hell can't they at least get some tech support people on there instead of just having that stupid online support thing?
Radio station makes a lot of money off this radio show, too.
And they don't give a crap about it. I understand that. How's that cable coming there, you silly bastards, in engineering? Fix it, my ass. WQAM, hello. QAM. Now, there was a good one. That was one of the better ones we've had in about 2 weeks.
My favorite.
5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes.
What is your MySpace ID?
MySpace.com/Neil God.
Neil God or Guy?
God, G-O-D, as in...
Neil God! Excellent. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, thanks, Pally.
All right.
Well, there you go. And, of course, anybody can go on our regular site, neilrogers.com, and there's the... Don't we have a nice link to it on there? A link...
Last time I checked.
A link in the sink?
You have a Lincoln log.
Yeah, I think you just had one, or two.
I'm building a house.
WQAM, it's the line 9. QAM.
I'm still waiting for Magnolia.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, wait. Let us know when you're done. Let us know when Jason Robards croaks, okay? You know, that was kind of funny once. You know what I mean?
It was?
Well, it was moderately amusing. I said kind of funny. It was like, not hysterical, not fall down on the floor and pee in your pants kind of laughing. It was mildly amusing once, you know, the Magnolia guy. Now, did Chris ever see Magnolia?
Nope.
Oh. Well, don't let George ruin it for you, okay?
Okay.
You're not interested. It's
Tom Cruise.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir.
You noticed that Bastardo George had the nerve to play All You Can Eat Negro on MLK Day.
Yeah.
The one.
Blow it out your ass. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got good news for you.
Yep.
Daron the jumper guy lost his phone. And some Cuban guy found it, and the guy does not want to give it back to him. He said,
yeah, okay, great. I'm really delighted to hear it. Write us the whole story, okay? Write a autobiography of yourself.
Right.
The Ron the Chamba guy. Oh,
Not
how very, very sad. Oh, how pathetic. 5670560 and pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. How tragique. C'est tragique. WQAM, hello.
I'd like to know more about your humidifier, if you can, please.
You'd like to know more about it? Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll send it over. You can sit on it. Fine. It'll keep your butt humid all day long. How do you like that, sir? 5670560 pound. See, it's good that we know that most of the calls we get lately are from across the street. And by the way, you guys still have nothing to write home about. Dolphin book. That's their claim to fame, is the fall book. And you know what? They edged us out in the morning by 1/10 of a point, which I don't think will happen again. And and the rest of the day, nothing. Nothing. Up a little bit in the Dolphin book. Wait till you see what happens in the Winter book. Just like that, Joel. And what were those rumors that Josh Cordes was starting about them? WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Pally?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. I just want to touch base real quick on something. The media kind of said that the California citrus crop was basically wiped out due to a freeze, even 3 inches of snow down in Malibu.
Yeah.
The thing in the produce business, let people know that Publix, Winn-Dixie, Albertsons, I don't care if it's Stop and Shop or any of these places, they're making between 200% and 700% markup on produce. They're only making 2 to 8% on canned goods, Neil.
Yeah. So what does that mean?
Well, I mean, if they're saying the price is going up triple, they don't have a conscience when it comes. The markup is brutal. The consumer who buys the produce, they can't even afford it and don't even.
Well, I'm a meat lover myself, and I'm thinking about that macaroni and cheese too when you come right down to it. That would be bad. If I'm going to lose all that weight and look a little bit more human and spiffy for all my good online friends when I come down there, I don't want to be, blobbing around with macaroni and cheese in my pupik. Wouldn't that be bad?
That would be. Why don't you just make your own with some Dreamfield?
Because I don't have any macaroni. I got pasta.
What's the difference?
They do have the macaroni.
Shape.
Well, it's just the shape and the texture and the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, that's like saying when you go into a restaurant, why would you order macaroni as opposed to like ordering spaghetti? You know?
Well, exactly. Why would you?
I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever ordered macaroni in a restaurant. I mean, I could be wrong about that. Now, like at a buffet.
Well, sometimes they'll have like macaroni salad.
Oh, man, macaroni salad.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my blood sugar soaring up there for macaroni salad.
No.
See, as you know, one thing about me, if I'm going to die from eating things that I shouldn't, like ice cream and pasta and all of these things, I'm going to make sure it's something damn good.
Good.
There is nothing more frustrating to me than going out and figure I'm going to binge today. You know, my weight is good and I got my blood sugar nice where it should be. And go out and get like a pint of ice cream, and it's a new flavor, you know. And I've been bitching about this for a long time. Ben & Jerry's, as much as I love them, they've come up with more crappy flavors in the last couple of years. And you'll try one of the new ones, and it's like, oh, gee, why did I do that?
I don't know.
And I put it there and I do nuke it in the microwave in spite of one of my online buddies that keeps telling me, quit nuking your ice cream, okay? It makes me nauseous. If I wanted a milkshake, I'd get a milkshake.
Mind your own business.
Yeah, mind your own business, Brandon. WQAM, hello.
Neil, where's your material? I mean, times change.
Yeah, there he is again, every single day. Where's your material? You've been on this phone 8 million times, and you always say the same crap, okay? Every single time. Where's your material? Or how come you don't, give me a big kissy-kissy? I'll give you a big kissy with my foot. Deep inside your bowels, baby. I'll give you roids for life, okay? No extra charge. WQAM, hello. QAM. Somebody on there. I heard a radio in the back. They're lurking. QAM, fantasy line, phantom caller line. Can't do it. They couldn't get it up. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, will you be my phone pilot?
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, tell Mr. Produce that I went to Publix today and I paid 24 cents for a banana, and I don't have a problem with that at all. 24
Okay. Woo! I had a good line for that, too.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
Know.
I'll help her peel it.
And bury it. Well, I mean, sometimes you put things in the ground and they grow. You never know.
That's right. They grew some.
Oh, brother. Let's have a big simus about that. 24 cents for a banana. Gee, I think I could afford a whole bunch. 1,321 votes. I don't know. We got 50 minutes and we need 79 votes. I think we do have a shot. See, Chris tried to talk me out of it by not having it. We have 1,092 of MySpace friends, by the way. We need only 8 more, and I still can't send any messages out. So if you think, oh, boy, he sure is unfriendly, he's not replying to me, he must hate me, forget about that. There's nothing worse than thinking when somebody doesn't reply to you that they hate you like poison. Mm-hmm. Believe me when I tell you that. Don't start getting psychotic and getting a complex because somebody doesn't drop their whole life and just like, oh, gee, I better respond to Neil right away like that because I'm a schmuck. Because I'm a putz and I have no patience, okay? And as a result, this is one of the, in some ways, one of the worst things that could ever happen. And like now, I'm looking on somebody's regular, let's see, it says, nothing like a good plate of spaghetti. Oh, spaghettoni. It says you have to watch Mad TV to understand that one, and stop nuking. This is from a Brandon who's upset because I keep nuking the...
Well, the Ben & Jerry's is hard as a brick.
Yeah. And so is the... Listen, if you go like into a convenience store, which is where I buy, or even to the supermarket, and you buy a pint of ice cream, it's sitting in that freezer, and they keep it extra cold because they don't want to let their stuff, spoil.
Right, because people open the doors. And
that is correct. And as a result, when you bring home, unless you live in a long, long way, and it's like in a minute. Of course, in Florida, it's a whole different ambiance. Here, it's like 30 degrees.
About 30, man.
And the ice cream ain't going to melt on my waddle home from the store, So you take off the lid of the ice cream, like on Haagen-Dazs. There's that little plastic thing they have to rip off under the lid. Mm-hmm. And then and it's like you said, it's as solid as a rock.
It's a brick.
I told you that time that my good friends at Air Canada, this is years ago when I was talking about the Ben & Jerry's fish food, I told you that. Everybody in executive class for dessert got free fish food. But it was, like a little bowl of fish food. It was as hard as a brick. And you're taking your spoon,
a plastic spoon?
No, that was back in the days when you actually had a regular spoon.
Oh, I remember that. We actually scored some airline silverware once.
Did you really?
Yeah, we had.
You're probably the kind of guy who wishes Pumpernicks was still around so you could go and steal the damn silverware and the sweet and low and all that stuff.
Sure, I missed those days.
All those years that I made fun of senior citizens, and now I'm one of them. And you notice, just like I promised you, I would never be like that. I'm not cheap. I'm extraordinarily generous to a fault. In fact, I'm thinking of donating my bonus money, whatever it's going to be, giving it away.
Good for you.
I'll start a charity for myself.
Hey, listen, Mr. Pipsqueak, you've been on the show, what now, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and you think I'm giving you money?
Hey, I'm just trying to afford a laptop so I can be a good producer over here.
Well, I'm sure that Josh, now he's making the big bucks, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to buy you one, right after he buys that big screen TV for George.
Rogers.
My name is Mark McGuire. I've played the game of baseball since I was 9 years old. I was privileged to be able to play 15 years in the major leagues.
Hey, sports fans, he is really known for his powerful hits and his runs to home, but it seems they don't admire.
I love and respect our national pastime.
Mark McGuire. Tell me now, baby, ain't it such a shame that his name was stricken from the Hall of Fame because steroids he desired? Mark McGuire. Oh, here they took in Tony Gwynn and Cal Ripken when all they wanted to hear was Mark, you are in.
There's been a problem with steroid use in baseball.
At night he wakes up with a sheet soaking wet from a past he knows he will always regret. Oh, who was his drug supplier?
It is a problem.
Mark McGuire.
And that needs to be addressed.
Mark McGuire.
Performance-enhancing drugs of any kind can be dangerous.
Mark McGuire.
My heart goes out to every parent whose son or daughter were victims of steroid use.
Right. Almost in tears, you can hear it. He doesn't want to live in the past, though. He wants to look to the future. 119 at QM. Now, let me ask you, I never sent you that info you wanted, which is bad, the password and all that other
That's
stuff.
fine, I got it.
Oh, you do got it?
Yes.
Now, let me say this. Is Miguel around?
No.
No? What the hell does that mean? Well, Paul, muscle-bound Paul, who's got 2,134 friends, and I guess if you look like him, you probably would, too. Well, who knows? See, that's the thing. It says on there 99 years old, you know, which guys that don't want to tell you how old they are, or anybody.
Or anyone.
They just, right, or where they are. They just make up, right, wild stuff. He says, regarding can't send, and I still can't, change the profile to the Neil Rogers Show, start a new Neil Rogers profile, set it to private, and only add cool people. Now, do you understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
What does that mean? In other words, like starting all over again?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
We may have to do that.
Okay.
And we'll only put cool people on there like Johnny G and stuff like that. Speaking of that, I don't know how many people are actually being able to get their stuff through, you know? We haven't had anybody call. And, of course, our callers are not the same as the people on here, except, of course, for the chronics. Like Ethan, you know, like phony Ethan. Like the cranks. Like that. So you don't think that's a good idea? Because I don't know. I know nothing about this crap, man. You foisted this on me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what does that mean, oh, yeah? Was this my idea?
No, but you weren't necessarily supposed to even be interacting with it. It's kind of a glorified online ad for the show.
Well, let me just say this. The inbound messages today have been way, way down what I normally would get. And you want to know why? Because they know I can't reply.
Correct.
See, a lot of these people are ham bones. It's like some of my good friends on there who love when I, talk about them on the air. I have yet to there is almost nobody who says, oh, don't talk about me on the air because, I'm bashful or like that. Follow?
Yep.
They're ham bones. They enjoy it. They love the attention.
Who doesn't?
And some of them will get a lot more attention than others. But anyway, so Paul's idea is a bad one or what? I mean, we could do that today. I mean, how long would that take?
Longer than I want to spend, and Miguel ain't around.
I'm not talking about you doing it. It's Miguel's responsibility. I mean,
I think it's drastic. I think a lot of people. You're going to get a lot of.
You think it's a draconian measure?
Yes, I do, and I think that a lot of people will have a lot of suggestions that will not involve any extra effort on their part.
Right. Well, I'll approve it anyway. We'll put it on there. Whatever you say. And then my Jewish friend David, who's still waiting for a response. David, I can't send you a message, okay? You chamyankel you. Relax. 13:39 on the poll. We need 61 in 39 minutes. Oh, it's a possibility. I don't want to do this early in the show because I don't want to make too many suicides. So I saved it for later on.
Okay.
Although I probably should take some of these calls. It's pretty depressing. It's about the doomsday clock. Did you see it?
No.
Well, it's later than you think.
Oh, I saw
WQAM, hello.
Blitzkrieg. Showing that.
Okay, sir.
Baba Booey.
Yeah, Baba your ass. WQAM, hello. QAM.
You're a stranger.
That was her. That was either Don Johnson, Stan Major, or Judge Judy. I'm sure of it. That was Don. WQAM, hello. QAM. Nice deadline. We had one like that yesterday, too. I mean, really silent. And there it is. There's their dial tone. QAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil, if you're having problems sending your messages, it could be that you were blocked by that person.
I can't send to anybody. Don't you understand, sir? I can't send out a message to anybody, not just a person, to anybody.
Did you try sending it to yourself?
And it won't work.
Sure?
It won't come through.
Oh, and another thing, do you know you could put a tracker on your account so you can see who's looking at you?
No, I never heard of that. I never heard of Trackspace.net. See, like I said, hopefully the people who are going to call us are not going to be the people from the MySpace, most of them, because, oh, boy. The scientist who mined the doomsday clock moved it 2 minutes closer to midnight last night, symbolizing the annihilation of civilization and adding the perils of global warming for the first time. It's 11:55. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, which created the doomsday clock in 1947 to warn the world of the dangers of nuclear weapons, advanced the clock to 5 minutes until midnight. How do you like that? All you nervous people out there, better screw your brains out.
That guy is calling.
That's right. That lady that bought the banana in Publix better bury it. We stand at the brink of a second nuclear age, the Bulletin's board of directors said in a statement. They pointed to North Korea's first nuclear test, Iran's nuclear ambitions, U.S. flirtation with the bunker-buster nuclear bombs, the continued presence of 26,000 American and Russian nuclear weapons, and inadequate security for nuclear materials. But the scientists also said destruction of human habitats wreaked by climate change brought on by human activities is a growing danger. Rhymes with stranger. Global warming poses a dire threat to human civilization that is second only to nuclear weapons, they said. The announcement was made at a news conference in London and Washington. Wasn't that great? It's 5 minutes till midnight, and they're pushing it up. What happens when it gets to midnight and we're still here? That's like that Y2K crap. Remember that? How could you forget?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going to happen at midnight on Y2K when we go from 1999 to 2000 and yada, 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 and all your clocks are going to go crazy and the water's going to get shut off and your electricity and your dog is going to be farting all over the house. It's going to be unbelievable. What's this Andre Waters thing?
Come to light if it wasn't for Chris Nowinski. He's a former Harvard football.
Well, we don't care. 1,343 votes on the poll. We're making a real push for 14, which I think we overshot our 1,348. 35 minutes, 52 votes. That's not even to a minute. That's like 1.5 a minute. Don't you think with this vast audience we used to have that we ought to be able to do that? Now, what day do we actually get the, let's see, today's Thursday, probably not till Monday. We got to wait all weekend.
I imagine, right.
To get the damn breakout, the actual hourly, so that we know what we did between 10 and 2, and whether we get the number 1 bonus or number 2. It'll be a lot more fun on Monday to be able to come in and go on the air and say,
We're number 1, damn it!
As opposed to saying, we're
number
2.
1, damn it!
Uh-oh, not well done. But anyway, we'll see. You think we made it, huh? Being the
That's
eternal
my
optimist that you are.
prediction.
Wait, it's wishful thinking in my case. I hope we do.
Yeah, I'm
Because I got a lot of money there I could use for woodbine.
I'm going to
Buying all
sacrifice
kinds of-
5 chickens and a goat.
Okay, good. 26 past 1, we got the Mad Dog at 2. Don't forget the Panthers and the Maple Leafs at the Yenta Center tonight. Geldy before the game, between 5 and 7. Oh, brother. And, of course, he'll be doing a game along with silly-ass Red Deer Randy Moeller from 7:30 to 10. Jesse Agler after the game. That's our award-winning QM schedule, like it or not. And, of course, that's going to be on our new billboard. Here's our lineup.
You like it?
Right.
Or not.
Or not. Or not.
Stench of cow manure hovers over this performance by the Dolphins.
What for? What are you, nuts? Up the butt. Up the butt. Now see here. Get up your butt, pal, and cut the hoist.
This is going to be tense. We have 13:54 on the poll. We need 46 votes in 29 minutes. Can we do it? That's like, I don't know.
Sure.
What do you think? What do you think, Chris?
Yes.
You can do it! Oh, brother, yeah. Well, we'll see. And if we don't, big stinking deal, right? 5670560. I mean, who's counting, you know? When you got 1,092 MySpace friends. Most of them under the age of 1,000, too, by the way.
Well, that's good.
It is good.
So what's going to happen when we hit 1100?
Nothing.
No
What do you
party?
mean 1100? How about 14? Oh, you mean 1100 on the MySpace? Why, do you want me to take it down?
I think leave it up.
Yeah.
And
Well,
MySpace too.
once we hit 1100, then we go for 1200. You keep setting new goals. That guy that was on there before with the suggestion that you didn't like, Paul with the shirt off, he's got 2,134 friends. And by the way, both of you guys would be very interested to see all of his friends, or at least most of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me when I tell you.
I could represent myself, as you already know. Any of us could represent ourselves as someone who would have 3,000 friends if we wanted to.
Yeah. That's an awful lot of work, though, to take all those pictures of somebody else's profile.
Not a lot. Right-click, save as. You do it in
2,134? I think you're jealous, and I think when you look at the pictures on there, or the hot chicks on there, you're going to say, I don't care whether they're real or imaginary. You're going to, like that. Yeah. That's what you're going to be doing. Like
whatever.
Well, you are skeptical, man. After all the good experiences I've had on here, which I can only think of 2 at the moment, and one who's still very mysterious. But he likes it that way. 5670560. Come on, let's get a real flurry of calls here this last half hour, okay? Yeah, the Jewish guy on there, whatever his name was, David, he wanted me to explain to him the ratings and how they work so that every time I talk about them, what it is, it's a bunch of crap is what it is, okay? It's a popularity contest. And this thing with these Julio stations, Radio Amor, that is, it's
bogus?
So mind-blowing, huh?
Bogus?
Bogus doesn't even come close to describing it. Bogus. WQAM.
It doesn't make sense.
QAM, hello.
Try it again.
Well, I'm hitting it. I'm banging it. QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to let you know that somebody was calling and impersonating me, actually.
Yeah.
Because, what did I ever?
Oh, you're back?
What did I ever?
Yeah. Pathetic. Pathetic.
We don't have a script on this show, sir.
Yeah. No, that's the same guy.
I know.
He came on with on the MySpace thing, and I thought we had like a fairly friendly kind of understanding. And he's back to the same crap again. Sir, get a life already, please.
I have no life.
Oh my God, that's the thing about some of you people. So many of you people, get a freaking life.
Ain't gonna happen.
Oh, talk about a one-note Charlie. What did I ever do? He was like a normal person on there.
Guess again.
I said on there.
Uh-huh.
Which goes to show you that what you think is normal on there, then you find,
what were we
geez.
just saying?
Right. What you see is not always what you get. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I noticed about MySpace also is if, like that guy that just called, if they take themselves off, if your friend's number, it doesn't change. Like, for example, it says I have 38 friends. Well, 2 of them dropped off. Him and his girlfriend dropped off.
And you still have 38.
And it still says 38, so.
It takes a while for everything to be updated.
Yeah, maybe so.
Well, yeah, and with me, I haven't noticed that because I have seen when somebody drops off or whatever, that it does go down a number. And another thing, when you add somebody, it takes like a couple hours before they show up in your list of friends on there. The picture shows up in the profile and the whole deal. That takes an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's
it doesn't
it's slow.
on mine, but I don't
It doesn't?
have that many.
Well, you see,
No.
everyone is different. They're all screwed up.
Yeah, because you have so many, that's why.
Now, have you ever had a problem? Have you ever had a technical problem where you couldn't send a message or receive?
I've had so many technical problems on there, no matter what the issue is.
Wow.
It'll just say, sorry, that we're experiencing technical problems. We'll forward this to MySpace, technical whatever. And who knows what that means.
Yeah, it's Rupert Murdoch, man. They're evil.
And then you just got to come back to it a while later. I mean, your issue seems to be taking a long time, but for some reason. But, I've had lots of problems on there, like everybody has. I think they just don't. It's so
they don't
popular.
care. They don't give a crap, yeah.
Well, I had an idea for a poll, and I'm not sure how to go about it. I guess it could go one of several ways.
Okay.
And it
I only go one way, but go ahead.
It occurred to me when I was listening to the radio the other day. When you're not on, I try to find something else. And I guess the question came up.
You mean other than 10 to 2 you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh. I thought that was a shot at George. I'm sure George didn't take it personally.
No.
Well, it just sounded like it was a really mean-spirited shot at George. He was
Absolutely
very
not.
upset. Okay.
No, I love him.
Didn't you feel it that way? Didn't you take it that way, George? Yes.
No, I
Go ahead,
the
I'm
other
sorry.
way.
Anyway, I was thinking, when you're listening to the radio, what makes you immediately punch it to another station if something comes on?
Oh, I think what we were just talking about with a lot of these people, they're just nauseous from that.
Well, like, for example...
I never thought... First of all, when it was first on there, I almost never discussed it at all, because I didn't know anything about it. And then when you get kind of sucked into it, and you start communicating, and you realize, and people realize you actually reply to them, then it becomes like bigger than life, and it becomes a part of the show. And there are a lot of people out there who are like over the age of 100, or just have no interest in computers, or this site in particular, and then, oh my God, that's all he talks about, So I think that would certainly probably win it.
Well, I love it, so... But it could go with personalities or topics or bands like Creed, which is what inspired me.
Oh.
As soon as a Creed song comes on,
good choice.
That's what I do. I just take a deep breath and punch it off because I hate them so badly. Creed, Bon Jovi, it can be bands or people or subjects. That's why you can tweak it whatever way you choose.
What makes you reach for the dial faster than anything else?
Just Creed.
Okay.
Creed or Bon Jovi.
That's going to be the pull. Oh, poor John Bon Jovi. Poor Johnny.
Oh, he's adorable, but I hate his music. He's like
nobody's perfect. Have a great day,
He's okay to look at. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
John Bon Jovi.
This ain't a song about a happy couple.
I've always wondered, because I can take him or leave him, the music is, some of it's okay.
I could leave it.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Seriously. What's the, why does everybody hate him so much? Boy, he's really,
let's see, the music sucks and he wore purple spandex.
Yeah.
I'm done. I mean, you could add more to that if you want,
but
that's enough for me.
Let's hear it. And where did all this crap about him being like that come from?
Purple spandex.
Oh, well, in other words, straight guys don't wear purple spandex pants?
No.
It's good enough for Barry Manilow.
Yeah. I rest my case.
Real men like that.
1370
on the poll. This may be one of our all-time as tight as a witch's earlobe, baby. This is going to be really close, right down to the edge. I'm on the very edge of my swivel chair here. I feel like Larry King. I'm going to start swiveling around like a dreidel. 1370 on the poll. We need 30 votes in 21 minutes to get to 1400. And as Chris said, and then what?
Dumb as dirt.
Absolutely.
You fairy. Got some bad news from his daughter. Mary Cheney's in a family way. When he heard his granddaughter will have two mommies, Dick Cheney felt like he'd been shot in the face. Conservatives find it repugnant when gay Mary says she's pregnant. You fairy.
Gay. Gay.
Homosexual parents. No one knows who is the donor, but everyone hopes he's from a red state. And you can't tell from the ultrasound image if the little baby will be gay or straight. The test results are not confusing. Gay Mary is reproducing.
Oh my God.
1383. We need 17 votes in 16 minutes. That's just barely 1 a minute. If we can't do that, we might as well shut this baby down. Shut the transmitter down. I think we got 2 more. We got 1094 now on the Myspace. We almost got our 1100. Wouldn't that be a real feather in somebody's ass?
That would be something.
Wow, that would be something to see somebody walking around. And you know what else is really amazing to me? I think we did pretty well considering the fact that the numbers on the rest of the station aren't exactly what you'd call, and of course, that Radio Amor, that skews everything down anyway. Everybody else takes a hit because of that.
Right.
That's a good excuse. But, I mean, considering the fact the other day parts have got like 2s and 3s, and we're sitting there with probably close to a 7 or maybe even over a 7, God only knows.
Oh, God!
See what I'm saying?
No, what are you saying?
I don't know. No, I'm just saying that considering there is no promotion, no support, and what Smokey Joe thinks is his idea of lending support to this show, which is non-existent, I think we ought to put a pat on each other's ass.
All right.
What do you say?
I'll start patting.
You and Chris can do it right now. I saw patting with George C. Scott. It sucked.
No heavy patting, all right?
1384. We need 16 votes in 15 minutes. It's still they're pouring in one at a time now. They're coming in by the ones. If we fall a little bit short, that would be really bad, wouldn't it?
No.
And then you'd have to do the show tomorrow. We need 15 votes in 14 minutes. See, it's coming out that we need one more than the number of minutes we got. So in other words, during 1 minute, 2 people are going to have to vote.
I don't even know if that's
brother.
possible.
Talk about pressure, man. Too much pressure for an old fart like me. WQAM, hello.
Glory! Hey, Neil.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I've been away for a while. I just came back to town. What the hell happened to your show?
What does that mean?
These boring articles. What's with it?
Oh, brother. Same old stuff. Say hi to Dave, by the way.
If you say so.
Yeah, okay.
Do you say so?
Yeah, if I say so. What happened with these boring articles? I haven't had time. Yeah, what happened with the callers that have nothing to say like you jackass, you moron? Boring! Boring! But you're sitting there listening to it, and you know what? You'll never turn it off. If I live to be 150 and I'm on here till long after you croak, you will never turn it off. That's the interesting part of it. And you want to know why?
I have no life.
Well, thanks for an honest answer. Now, this is the new routine. Now, we're gonna get on there. We're gonna call up and the whole. You were telling me about it yesterday, and we still don't want that jackass on the station, or does anybody else? What's his name? Dave Schmendrick? I forgot already.
Sherwood Schwartz.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Sherwood?
Don Sherwood.
Don Sherwood. I remember Roberta Sherwood, probably the same person, probably a sex change. WQAM, hello. And back at you. That was Don. WQAM, hello.
I'm here.
WQAM, hello.
Who done more for the refinancing industry? Richard Rubel and me.
5670560, pound 560. You're good, man. You people are really good. Not on the phone. Thank God. In fact, a lot of these, that's one of the good things about MySpace is that I've met a lot of people on there. I say met, like theoretically, who are like living and breathing people, nice people, who might actually have something to say. And, of course, normal people don't call radio talk shows. Normal people, if there is such a thing, don't call radio talk shows.
That would be nice.
Crazy people, especially in the middle of the daytime, like 10 to 2, crazy people with no lives call radio talk shows. Like that. Oh, you think the Yankees can win the pennant? Who's going to be the new coach of the Dolphins, huh? Like that. $13.95, baby, plus tax and recapable tires. I think we got it licked. I think we're licking it. Don't you?
Well, I'm not licking anything.
We're in like Flynn, baby. Well, when I get that ice cream, I'm not going to do it. I'm 187 today. I want to have another spectacular day. In spite of the fact that my friend Brandon's trying to talk me into going out and buying 20 quarts of ice cream. You're not in my will, sweetheart, okay? No, he just says, don't nuke it. Don't nuke it. I like it that way. Is there anything wrong with it?
No, I do also, so.
Like KC said. You do?
Yeah.
Nuke it a little bit. You don't have to nuke it until it's like a puddle, like a milkshake.
No, just to soften it up a little bit.
Soften it up so you don't have to break your damn dentures on it.
Spoon in there.
That's right.
Creamy.
That's exactly correct. $13.96. 4 more votes, we get 1,400, and then we get a huge bonus. In fact, they're going to be jumping around in the hallways. Matty Bell will be out there, and Greg Reed. They're going to be high-fiving and low high-fiving and stabbing you in the back and lying through their teeth.
What else is new?
Manashtana halala hazah.
That's right.
Even George knows what that means. So what's a mensch?
I don't know, but I know something that'll get it out.
Hey, Jacob, look in the mirror, and I'll tell you. Remember I read that thing about look in the mirror and you'll see an a-hole? Look in there and you'll see a dumb goy. Oh, I'm sorry. Which of these things is most likely to happen in 2007? The U.S. will attack Iran, 580. Neil will elope with a MySpace friend, 208. Jim Anders will work a full week without taking a day off, 156. W will be impeached, 107, which we would only say like that. I hate this pool 96, a mere 6.8%. Not bad for the disgruntled masses of South Florida, masses and asses. Hank will lose an ounce or two, 93. Wayne will sell it off in 76. George will get his own show on QM, 44. You're still running neck and neck. And Mo returns to QM, 38. So you got a 6-vote lead. So at 1398, we only need 2 more. I bet you if I refresh it, we got 1,400. How do you like that? 1,400 WFTL, Fort Lauderdale. Remember those days?
Oh,
Norma Kent,
yeah.
and what was her name? What was that Jap that was on there?
Joyce Kaufman.
Joyce Kaufman, that's right. Not Kaufman, Joyce Kaufman. What kind of, that's also, it's like Jews for Goyim, Kaufman. What is that?
I don't know, Maki.
Are you starting it again? And did you really play All You Can Eat Negro on Monday?
Yeah, I did. Well, I had a situation that I needed to deal with.
Not a bodily function situation.
Right.
Wow. Boy, there seemed to be an awful lot of that going on with you today. Trip before the show?
My schedule is completely off.
A trip right in the middle of the show?
That's right.
Seems to be a little on the loosey side with you lately. I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know either.
So you got a 6-vote lead, but we got 1,400 votes, and now that really... I bet you Chris can breathe easy, too, now. 1404. See, big people, the people are coming to our aid here at the end of the show. Now, whatever happened with that technical thing that Don suggested there? Nothing, I'm sure, right?
Nothing. I'm sure nothing will happen.
Well, what does that mean?
I'm sure I won't get a response.
Oh, but you'll really be very excited to find out. Guess who came on here and said, you're becoming a MySpace expert. I'm impressed. Can you reply yet? Guess who sent that to me just moments ago?
I don't know.
Which I can't reply because I tried to say no. No, not somebody, no. Johnny.
Oh, gee whiz.
Don't go away mad, Johnny. Just go away for a little while. Take a break. Take a break. Take a breath. Take a broch. And look at that. We got more friend requests. See, at least the one thing, the incoming is still, I guess, okay. And who's this old coot here? Bruce. Bruce is 56 in Pompano Beach. It looks like a real guy. He's married. His hometown is Queens. He's straight as an arrow and whatever else. So that's 1,095. So just remember, there's an extra reason to tune in tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the day that we go over 1,100, even if whether I can send or receive or, whatever I can do. Not much.
Conceive?
Maybe I can conceive. Maybe we're going to have somebody's baby. You never know. Most oppose the troop build-up, according to a new poll.
Yeah.
The New Times Bloomberg survey shows a strong majority of Americans opposes President Bush's maniacal decision to send more troops to Iraq, and about half the country wants Congress to block the deployment, according to a brand new Times Bloomberg poll. Well, what's with those boring articles, Neil? What's been away for a while? Been away for what, about 10 years now, you moron? You can just see them sitting around in the boiler room. They're not selling anything over there, I'm sure, about like $1 a holler. They probably got the white mic back, the white microphone. Yeah, with the crystal radio inside. I told you about that. That's a true story. You didn't believe me.
It's hysterical.
The white mic. It was like a white plastic phony microphone with your call letters on top. It was a boiler room thing, and they'd sell to all the stations, and then they would put in the advertiser's place of business, and it had like a little crystal there tuned to your frequency. And that was the only station that it would pick up.
In Montana, for remotes, we had a pink microphone.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Coming up tonight on Inside the Behind the True Hollywood Celebrity Music Biography Profile Story. They topped the charts with an upbeat little number about a very particular sexual fantasy. They didn't even give a crap that it was scientifically impossible. They were the Weather Girls.
This song is an abomination against God.
Reverend Peter Bent is a fire and brimstone preacher who believes the Weather Girls' 1980s hit is an abomination against God.
I just said that.
Sorry.
For God has sent many plagues raining from the sky, blood, fire, even frogs. But for the sky to deposit men into the waiting, hungry, sweaty loins of moistened harlots is nothing but
an abomination against God.
Testify it, brother. Now I tell you, if, and I mean if, the all-powerful did decide to rain men upon this earth, it would not be a simple festival of lust. No, it would actually be very dangerous. It would go something like this. It's raining men. The horror! The horror! And the weirdest thing, brothers and sisters, is that somehow this blasphemous ode to promiscuity very quickly became an anthem for the homosexual. May I quote Corinthians 6:13, for the prophet did say, the gays like this thing? Go figure!
The Weather Girls. If loving them is wrong, I don't want to be right. It's a big, juicy, sopping wet look at show business. Tonight on Inside the Behind.
Bye, bye, bye!